Hello and welcome to a totally different kind of stream to what we normally do. Very, very different. Very different. Oh, Lord. It was just feeding time. And literally a moment ago, Kesha jumped in and she's like wrecking house, tearing up the place. I'm sure Karen's going to sort that in a second. Hopefully. Oh, here we go. Oh, jeez. I just want to make sure. Give me a second here. I want to make sure she's okay. It literally just moved the little camera that we have. This is the camera, currently facing into the floor. I'm gonna see what's up. I'll be back. 2 seconds. Yeah, thanks, Serpo. Appreciate it, man. Oh, yeah.
Zintalk 5 says,
I tell ya.
Test.
I think that's going double, but I'm not sure why. We'll leave it alone. Don't really need Bell tonight anyway. Not really. Okay. Yeah, this has been a... I'm just going to give people an intro into what happened before we jump back to Puppy Cam. As Mama Bear just decided to come in exactly at 5 o'clock and wreck house. She's destroyed the whole place. We have what's called a whelping box with a bumper rail of sorts. Let me back up a second. We need to go 10,000 feet to understand what's going down. And I will be joining Discord in a moment if anyone wants to hop in for a chat. That'll be fine. I'll be there for that as well. So, what exactly happened? So we had my favorite dog ever, who's named Kesha, who is a Dutch Shepherd and Mammoth Old English Bulldog mix. And we were like, we want more of this dog because this dog is amazing. So we decided from very early on not to have her fixed. And then found a stud dog after we came to Canada. And we were like, let's have puppies. And so that took 2 seasons worth, so like a year and a bit in the making. And then dog got pregnant. And dogs have a very short pregnancy span. So just bear with me a second here because we are still waiting for Puppy Cam to come back. It was there just a second ago. I should pull up the video just to show you exactly what Kesha did. It was fucking hilarious. I'll find a way. But essentially what happened, and I'm going to tell you the story now. I might reiterate it later as people jump into the stream.
Says, been a long few weeks, LMAO already tearing up.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure why that's doubling up, but do you hear it double or just single? Do you hear Bell twice? But it has. It's been mad. So we've had a few kind of pieces of negative news, unfortunately, recently, and so it's been a bit of a tough ride. I almost canceled doing the F Reality podcast because I was just not feeling in the right headspace, but managed through it. I think we put on a pretty good show yesterday. And then now what we're doing is I'm just recounting the tale of what happened with our dogs. So we have a big dog. I'll flash her on screen here just real quick in a small window. Where are we? This one. So that's Kesha. And you can see a little puppy between her legs. She's back there, right? We're gonna do a little bit more of that in a second. I don't know if Karen's done mucking about with the box or what. I also have controls here on the desk, so I've got Kesha here, and it's because it's a cam, then I'm actually able to kind of control it as well, which is handy. And we're good? All right, thanks, Kara. I'm just trying to adjust around so that we can get a little bit of a puppy view. It's a little bit tilted for some reason now, but it's fine. It'll work. So what the plan is for this stream is no VR. I'm gonna tell you the story of what's happened. This dog looks in immaculate shape given what's happened to her. My God. And we're gonna see those little pop-ups every once in a while because I don't know how to disable it. All right, let's go full screen here then, and I'll bring my face back, and we'll go there. Let's go to the side a little bit. I'm in the wrong spot. Oops. This camera is really annoying to deal with, so... See what I mean? Give it like a touch input, and it goes like to town. Alright, so that's Kesha and the pup. They're just hanging out. You thought Kesha was going to play something? Yeah, not in her current state, man. Jesus. Also, this is very much a live stream. So there might be poo or other things appear on camera. If you're uncomfortable with that, then... well, my streams are usually pretty shit anyway, so you should be used to it by now. Okay, so Kesha, she was carrying 11 puppies in her. 11 puppies. And unfortunately, we didn't know. But as she was trying to start to give birth or whatever, she showed some signs. She had some kind of like green stuff coming out of her. And it's a very bad sign. So we took her immediately that night. Karen did. Took her to a local vet to say, hey, she just got into labor. Is this a problem? And they're like, well, we can x-ray her, but we think everything's fine. Just take her home. Let us know in 4 or 5 hours if things haven't progressed. And so she did end up having this little one, who doesn't have a name, little girl. So it comes out in a little bit of a sack. Like every single, it's like packaged candy. Every puppy is individually packaged. And then this is the weirdest thing. I didn't know this. Dogs will, I'll just put them small for a second. Dogs will pop the sack, tear it off like a candy wrapper, and then eat it. And then even, pull the puppy away and potentially sever or gnaw on the umbilical cord. Like they clean up the mess. Like they make a mess in birth and then they clean it all up. It's a very messy process, but really cool to see happen. So that far in, we were kind of like a little worried. But then fast forward the story, what we ended up learning about a day later, one puppy was out, another puppy showed its head or whatever, and then went back in and didn't come out. And then she was contracting for lots of time. We took her outside. She looked very, very tired, very, much less responsive than she normally is. And so we took her into the garden, and then she just wouldn't get up, wouldn't obey any command, even ones where they're like safety commands that I would give her. She just lied there, and it was like, shit, we need to get her seen to. So we did, and unfortunately the news that we learned was that, well, first off, we concluded that she was going to need an emergency cesarean section, a C-section, to get the pups out. But the problem was that her uterus inside had exploded. And so she had a ruptured channel, and it must have been horrible for her in terms of pain. She had essentially 10 puppies loaded in tubes or floating around her abdomen. You couldn't tell, right? But she was very wide. Apparently there were 3 or 4 puppies at least that we could feel through her belly for many days, right up to leading up to it. But in the end, there were several puppies that were kind of necrotic, rotting inside her with her popped out. Hang on a second. The puppy is talking, and I've got a little bit of audio here for us. I just switched microphones, see if we'll hear her while we're here. So that was the tough part, right? She was carrying around puppies. She was having contractions. She was trying to get the puppies out. they weren't coming. She was getting lower and lower on energy, started to reject food. We got her. The toughest part for us actually was when we noticed that she needed help. Maybe it was 1 o'clock or something, 1 p.m. On the I'll call it the day after she delivered the first puppy. We started ringing around, and emergency veterinary clinics and stuff were just we're not responding. They were like, we don't have space, we don't have surgeons, can't help you, can't help you. We found one place, and it was like, oh, we can take you at 9 o'clock at night. Fast forward, the story, no one else would take us, and they're like, you got to get the scene to urgently. Don't wait for us, right? Is what their message was to us, but there's no one else. Like we rang probably 20 different places, and so that was really, really tough. So we went through all that, and then I was like, we got to book this place. So we booked this place, took her along. She had the surgery. We found out about this. Obviously, they extracted the 10 dead pups. Really sad, but some of them had deformities and things like that. So they were, I'll call them dead on arrival, unfortunately. A couple of them might have made it had we gotten to this earlier, which was sad to see, and obviously hard for us because these puppies are adorable, and they look like the dad, actually. The dad is a border collie. This camera isn't in a very good position anymore, I'm afraid. Oh, no, wait. That's my fault. Oh, that's much better. There we go. There's the little one. Kesha, you're great, but I think the puppy is the... And so now we're trying to leave them alone as much as possible and not interfere and just be mindful, watchful. She just had a kind of a feed cycle. So the little one was nursing and stuff, and she was sleeping on mom's belly all afternoon, and it's been really, really great. Just seeing her back home now, because we just got him back home today at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now the risks that we have here are because of the infection that was in Kesha's abdomen, that could have spread to the puppy. And right now she's on very strong antibiotics to help her after the major surgery that she just had. I mean, she's like been size reduced by at least a third in terms of her physical dimensions. So like she's had major surgery done, but the fact that she's actually up, walking, using the bathroom regularly is wonderful. And you'll see it here. We've been watching her on camera for like 4 or 5 hours this way. And we're like, hey, if we can't go in that box anyway, and we can't do it, let's get it on the TV. And I was like, well, why don't we stream it? Because we've had a lot of people interested in this story, and we can share it, and it's not causing any interruption for the pups. So wanted to do it just to kind of deal with my nervous tension now that I don't know if the puppy's gonna make it. I don't know if Kesha's gonna make it. I hope they both make it because they're so amazing, both of them. I mean, Kesha's the most mothering animal I've ever known. She's been super gentle with the babies that we've had, the human babies, and has always been great with kids. Has never once, I don't think, punctured my skin or anything like that when we've been playing. She's super gentle. When she wants to go through a door, for example, she won't bark, she won't whine. She'll just take one of her nails, scratch on the door, and she'll wait 20 seconds, and then she'll scratch on the door with one nail. Like, that's it. She doesn't bark or anything. The only time she's barking is if the front door rings or something. She thinks someone's coming into the property, and then she's all over it, right? And barking and all that kind of stuff. So that's Kesha. And as I said, the little one has not got a name yet. We said we would hold off on naming the puppy. I mean, there's no faking it. We're already attached. 100%. This little thing, I mean, once it's in your arms, you're like, oh, feck me. So the little puppy is, what, 2 days old now? Or just after 2 days. It was a Border Collie German Shepherd mix. And then Kesha, again, is a Dutch Shepherd and a Mammoth Old English Bulldog. Now, one of the things that's really interesting about this process, I'll try to help impart some of the knowledge that I've learned about puppies. Like, first off, when dogs do it doggy style, surprisingly, 60 days later, they're given birth to a litter. And big dogs normally give birth to like 2 digits, right? 8 to 12 puppies or something like that, but normally double-digit puppies. And I didn't believe that. Like at Kesha's size, I was like, okay, she's maybe carrying 5 or 6. Maybe. And I was hopeful. And I was like, oh man, it'd be really cool to get 5 or 6 puppies. Not that we would keep all of them. We'd rehome most of them. But we've got people like, you know, a neighbor and stuff like that. We'll name the puppy when the time is right. Yeah, Buck. And thanks, Q Creator. Appreciate it. Oh, that's a cool name. Is that cat? Looks like a cat picture. Oh, here, wait. I heard the puppy say something. Let's see if we can get it. Let me, I hope that music is ambient enough for everybody. If it's not, I can nuke it, but yeah, we really wanted to come on. Buck, you asked me on Twitter where Mama was in that picture, and that was just while Kesha was having a feed and then coming back. But she's like all over the puppy, you know, all afternoon. They've been inseparable, as they should be. So yeah, the current concerns are just. Let me move this a little bit. The antibiotics that are in Kesha's system. Okay, little one. But this helps us, you know, just keep an eye to make sure that Kesha doesn't get the puppy in trouble. So you might be wondering, like, what is this like cardboard box house that the dogs are in? Let me pause that a second. Oh. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, Buck. I didn't even think about that, right? But here, I'm gonna. If she gets talkative, I'll swap mics again. Oh god. All right. So I am gonna come on Discord for a bit of a chat. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of be able to share this. It's like if we're gonna be nervous and sitting here and worrying and fucking just watching, might as well come out and do it together. So, give you guys a chance. How often is it that you get a chance to see a newborn puppy, right? So, not my normal stream, but remember we used to do those like forest streams and stuff? That sounds dubious, doesn't it? But let's see here. Let me see. Maybe this will work. Let's see if this will. Hi. Test. Yeah, that's working. Oh, it's got the overlay. Tell you what, I will find a way to get rid of that overlay. Under my face cam. Maybe like that. Okay. That should work. That poor puppy. Your tongue, Kesha, your tongue is like drooling into her face. They're sitting on a heating pad, by the way. That's a good thing for pups to be kept warm. Quite warm. Kind of like they were still in the body or whatever. But yeah, that's a little one. I've already got, I haven't told Karen yet, but I've got a bunch of names lined up in my head. She's done so much work. This has been her project for, God, probably 2 years now. Trying to find the right, you know, mate for Kesha, and then obviously learning and dealing with all the prep stuff. So this is very much a mama project more than my handiwork. I play a support role in all of this. Gawk from the sidelines. Mind the human pups so that Mama Bear could play emergency control. Jim Barnaby the second. Well, it's a little girl, so maybe Jane Barnaby. Oh, man. They're cuties. All right, let me see here now. I'm going to jump on. Okay, I'm on Discord. So, Where's my Discord address? Nope, that's Minecraft. Where's my Discord? I'm tired, man. My head is spinning. Like, we've not had good sleep. We've been trading. Jeffalina. Why do you want to call her Jeff? Why do you want to call her Jeff? But we love the names. What I was thinking of doing is actually to do a little bit of audience interaction is Zimini. We're definitely not calling her Zimini. Karen will kill me. She already likes that too much. Oh God. But this is like, oh, this is just a weird thing, right? It's really strange to be here and hanging out. I'm so happy that both of them are home, you know? Like, I mean, we lost 10 puppies. 10. I didn't have to see it. Can't hear you on Discord. Oh, right. Yeah. I have the audio redirected there. 1 sec, Buck. We do that for the podcast. That should do. How's it going? No, that didn't work. Okay. What did I change? Why can't I hear Mr. Bucko? Ah, that's the one.
Hello.
Hey, B.
Congratulations, Grandad.
Don't you fucking dare. Granddad. Oh, God.
That's true. Isn't it? Kesha's the way it works.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Granddad. That's a scary thought. I know that, like, that thought hasn't entered my head at all.
Dude, my son's like 26 and I'm like just waiting for it to happen.
I was gonna say
by
that
accident, just like he did. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the way of life, right?
Sounds like you've been through a bit of a ringer, though.
Fucking hell, dude. Yeah, it really has been. I mean, yeah, this is
Serpo10
You're holding
says,
up okay,
name it
yeah?
Sipo
All good.
LOL.
yeah, I think we're all okay. It's like, I mean, there's always a silver lining to these things.
Serpo10 says, name it Serpo.
Serpo. Yeah, I mean, we're all good. Oh man, this thing is so cute. I've not really been around like little
Tiny.
animals. Yeah, like super tiny. Just turned into a little black space. Like, you just joined the stream, you wouldn't see her.
Mm.
Like, what are you doing in there? Hey.
So
Seppo?
where is this? Is this upstairs or downstairs?
Yeah, in the bedroom. Sorry, I keep interrupting
Okay.
myself because my mental track is like is really bad. But you see that like triangular bumper rail? That's
Mm-hmm.
important in a whelping box so that the mom, when they've got 10 puppies, don't lay on and crush them, suffocate them against the wall. So obviously it's more natural for a dog or a wolf or whatever to be out in nature, right? And there's no walls in nature.
No.
But when you're running a farm like I am, it's really important to have a safe space for little puppies away from children.
I think
Cats.
she's going into a safe space now. By the look of it,
It really looks like you can barely see her.
just crawled right under. Might be hungry.
Oh man, like puppies eat so frequently, and that was one of the concerns.
Well, my granddad used to breed greyhounds, so I've been
really?
around this. Oh yeah, I've been around this when I was younger all the time.
Wow, what does a greyhound puppy look like? It must be like a vampire bat.
They look across. They're sort of very small and gangly,
Yeah.
and also they're quite short-haired. So a lot of the time they look like they have no hair. So they kind of, those like bald cats that rich people have.
Yep.
They look a bit like that, but sort of even skinnier.
Yeah, I'm not. I need to look this up now. I need to look this up because so greyhound puppies. Is
They're
what
just
I'm
very
looking for.
gangly.
Yeah, I can't. I was gonna say I can't imagine that they would, and I'll share this on stream. Greyhound puppies. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, well, like newborn, because everyone looks at greyhound puppies and it's these cute little things. It's like,
Yeah, they're still cute.
let's see. Oh, well, cuteness is in the eye of the beholder, I say. Let's see here now. Where? Maybe this one, and then that. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay. So greyhound puppy. Oh my god, they were so cute. Fucking hell, like. Oh boy. Oh my god, the thing is, like, puppies are fucking cute, man. I'm not.
Everything just looks a bit
Oh,
out of
God.
proportion on them, though.
That's the umbilical cord severing. Like, you're like, oh, all right, we're getting into.
We
Right.
can't see any of this if you're trying to show us.
Are you sure? I see it on stream.
I'm not seeing it.
Are you behind?
Maybe.
Check that you're live.
Maybe. Oh yeah, I'm behind. There we go.
Yeah, I'll flick that
Yeah.
on the vampire who looks like he's tearing the intestines out of a puppy. That's an umbilical sever. They don't have, obviously, they don't wait, so they gnaw that off the sack. And, obviously, I'm not saying it for your benefit, Buck. But let's see here. Can I go back? So I was looking for these gangly little puppies. So these are not what we have. Holy cow! Some of the if you all.
But
I'm looking for
greyhound ones. It all looks just a bit out of proportion. From the legs, just look too long for their body and everything. It's
yeah.
Whereas
Dan Christian
your little ones
says,
got little stumpy
check out
legs to
Chow
begin
Chow
with.
puppies like Uas. So
Whereas
cute.
greyhounds come out with very long legs to begin with. It's very strange.
Well, greyhounds anyway look like crazy looking creatures, you know, like.
Greyhounds are a lot bigger than what people actually think usually if they haven't actually seen one in the flesh, because most people only ever see them at the track and they're like quite far away.
They're quite tall.
But they're big dogs. They are big dogs.
Greyhound Chow Chow puppies. What's it? Chow Chow? How do you? Chow. Chow. Someone said it in
That
chat here.
sounds like
Chow
a
Chow.
mix.
Chow Chow. We got to go back to the live feed here in a sec. 'Cause... Oh god, the fucking fluff balls. That must be a mess at birth. Hang on, let me look at that. Newborn Chow puppies. We'll go back to the live cam here in a second. Oh no!
It just looks like something you win at the fair.
It does. It really does. This cute little thing. Oh no!
It's the only time in your life you're allowed to be fat.
Yeah, fucking fat and wrinkly, right? Like.
Yeah, it's the only time it's allowed.
I don't know what's going on with my audio. I don't know if it's like I'm doubling up or something. I hear you, but it doesn't sound natural. I don't know. Something's fecked up, but I'll work that out another day, I suppose. Don't worry.
Don't know. I don't think it's my end. It's not usually.
No. It's not you. I'm hearing.
Are you getting an echo thing?
Yeah, but it's very close, so it's like a double audio. But I'm not sure.
You're clearly
Where
piping something in somewhere. aren't
from.
you?
I don't think I changed anything earlier. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay.
So this has been what, like your last couple of days or a week? This has been.
Yeah. I mean, we had. Let's see where the little puppy is now. Anyone spot her? Where is she? Under the wing?
Underneath Mama.
I can't tell. I see no.
I think she's underneath her leg.
Let's see if I can enhance.
It's TSA Puppy Watch.
That's what this is. This is Puppy Watch. It's like when you go to the zoo and you're like, where's the fucking tigers? And they're like, it's hot out. She went into labor on the 12th. So, what's that, 3 days?
4 here, but yeah, probably 3 for you. It's the 16th today for us.
Oh, yes, of course it is the 16th. It's the 16th here, too. Sorry. I'm losing track of time, man. It's been a
Yeah, well, you've had enough going on.
fucking
Cool.
saga, dude. Jeez. Like,
Hello, Karen.
All right,
Hope
Kesha.
you're doing all right.
Where is the little one? Yeah, she'll probably pop down later. Oh, I see the legs. Okay. We got sign up
There
pup.
she is. She
Just squashed in there, like warm
snuggling up the mum.
in the
Where
armpit.
it's safe. She's keeping warm.
But like, and that little tail, that little accented white tip tail is just so cute. Like the dad was like that. The dad was this yeah, stabilizing slowly. That's the right way to put it, Karen. I'll tell you, it's been a very up and down. Hey Stu, how's it going? Thank you for praying for us, Stu. It's been a hell of a week. It's really like I almost never have taken days off for like family emergency or whatever. I don't think I ever have in Canada yet. And for this one,
You don't care about them.
I don't give a
apart from the
fuck.
dog.
Yeah, that's right.
Apart from the dog.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, send me a Humber photo, Karen. Oh, that's great. I'll put that up. And then the other thing was that I wanted to show, if I can.
Is Humber the dad?
Humber is the dad. Yeah.
Right, okay, fine.
He's a border collie, black, like jet black and white.
Well, your stream quality keeps going up and down.
Is it? Oh, I see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's this time of day for me,
Oh, okay, fine.
unfortunately.
You're like 480p on my screen.
Yeah, it's a time of day thing.
Okay.
Don't ask me why, but thanks for letting me know.
Good old contention ratios, eh? That's what you want on an internet line.
It's generally good, and if I test it, it'll show me the megabit rate. But this time of day,
I get this a lot on yours, to be fair, over here.
yeah. Again, this I don't know what it is. Where did you send that, Karen? What the heck did that come from? It's got
WhatsApp, I would have
Yeah,
thought.
it's got to be email. I don't have it on. Can you?
Well, if it's on your phone, you can email it to yourself, can't you?
Yeah, I could if it wasn't the live stream that we're showing and it's screen capturing from that phone right now. So, yeah.
You've got more than one screen, haven't you?
No. I think you misunderstand. What you're seeing right now, that camera is running on my phone, screen capping to my
right.
computer.
Gotcha.
So I'd have to muck the setup if
Okay. So you can't watch the camera directly from your PC?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Karen picked out the line, and I'm like, why did we need one that can do on PC? And I think if you were the primary owner of the camera, which is Karen in this case, then
The
you can set it up and
administrator.
do it like a security camera monitoring system. All I get is I can pick one camera on the mobile phone app and switch to that.
Okay.
So it's what it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fine. How you been, Buck?
It's not like I'm all right. I'm fine. I've been.
Like Van Damming it with your two bikes now?
No. One, I just stuck one on eBay this week actually.
Oh, did you? The one that goes toing toing to toing toing toing.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm actually selling the better built bike, but the other one suits me better for what I use it for. So yeah, I'm just doing that. So yeah, I stuck it on eBay. I've already got a few people who are watching it, so it's like, okay, that's positive. But we'll see. I've got another 3 or 4 days left on it.
Oh.
But you know, it's like a $2,000 bike, so it's not like it's cheap.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, and it's relatively new, right? So
It's about a year and a half old.
exactly.
I've done 450 miles on it.
That's good.
Yeah, so no, I've been doing that. I've been using the new one since I got it, which was like a week ago, or just over a week ago, and I've used it every single day.
Every day.
Damn.
Damn.
No, absolutely. It's interesting. It's better in some ways than the other one, and it's worse in others. There's a few quality of life things I'm going to do to it just to make it better. Oh, that's Papa, is it? Okay.
This is Papa. Yeah. The border collie. Black and white
He's a
markings.
good-looking boy.
He is. He was, and he's a little bit smaller than Kesha, and he's like a year and a half old. He's pretty young. She's 4. So
It's grave robber. That's what he is.
exactly. But he's quite a good looking dog. And then let's see, I've got another
Literally been at the grab a granny night is what it's been doing.
grab a granny night. Oh, dude.
Not attractive women, but good breakfasts.
Yeah, exactly. But you see, like, he's got the same dip tail as well, the like pointed tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
She
good.
looks happy. Guess what I've been doing? That's fine.
It is such a
Stick-
weird thing to see dogs fornicate. Like, it is funny. It is funny. Like the fact that it's literally a missile. It's like a torpedo goes in and then stays there, and the dogs are tied together for, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Can you imagine if that was humans? Like, sorry, hon, you're not going anywhere.
You mean it isn't? So, have I been doing it wrong all these years? So,
Oh, Buck. Oh, Buck. Oh, my.
No, yeah, nature in general, the way various animals copulate is very weird.
Squirrels is amazing. Squirrels is...
I don't know.
You've never seen squirrels? We used to go to this...
No, why would I do that?
We used to go and see squirrels at like a zoo, and man, they're like little jackhammers, like 100 miles.
Tortoises, because the one on top, they make a weird noise as well.
Really, a tortoise? I'll have to look that
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen. It was at the zoo actually. It was with Jake, and Jake was like, "What are they doing?" And it was like, okay, we're having that conversation now, are we? But literally, the one on top, because they just mount
Like awkward. That must be the most awkward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. So
with the hard shells.
But
and
then
everything.
the one on top, the neck and head comes right out like the thing of the mouth from the Alien. And it sticks its tongue out and just goes.
I didn't hear it.
And I'm like,
you cut it out.
Oh, that would just be the
clapping
it
sound.
Screams as it does it.
Oh, it screams! Oh my lord!
Oh yeah, it sort of goes as it goes.
Oh god! And wait, there's an animal.
That was a fun day at the zoo.
Yeah,
that was good.
Hey, it was an educational day at the zoo for your son then.
Well, we used to when Jake was very young. So I don't know if you ever had this at school, but it's like when you get back from your summer holidays, you had to, do a presentation, say about what you did over your summer holidays and things like that. Yeah. So when we took Jake to the zoo, we would basically tell him lies about what the animals could do. It's just like badgers shoot venom from their eyes and stuff like that. Oh, really cool, like this sort of. And he'd go back into school and tell all of his teachers this. So,
that's amazing. Yeah, see, the best part about homeschooling is that whatever you tell your kids, it's the truth.
Yeah, says a lot. So,
and for those looking for Pup, Pup is back there in the corner somewhere, hidden behind this big mongrel head of a dog. He's like, who's that back there? You back there? Oh, there we go. There's the little one. And this is the other thing that's really weird with dogs. This is like being an 80-year-old man where you can't wipe your own arse, Mm-hmm. So a puppy, the mom licks to stimulate the anus of the puppy so that it poos. And licks that stuff right up. Cleans the puppy head to tail. And it's like, lick, lick, lick. Okay. The puppy's like, okay, release time. Which is kind of awesome. It's like how every animal starts up life in that way is just kind of awesome. It's just like it's a different thing. Tim, how can you spell the name of your dog wrong? Yeah, Stu. And for those who are dealing with the same buffering issues that Buck is, sorry, it's happening right now.
The party doesn't start till Kesha walks in. Thank you. So.
Oh God. I don't even have like more than maybe one, maybe two. I know her TikTok song. I know her one with Pitbull, and I think that's it.
Didn't she win a load of legal stuff against the music industry as well?
Did she?
Yeah, she went after a load of producers who were not nice people. and she basically taught them a new one in court and won. I seem to remember.
I mean, the thing is, with any legal battle, like the money and the restitution is nice and all, but the actual win is like, it's so good.
I've never been in a legal battle,
But,
so
like,
I couldn't say.
Have you never been like with a landlord or anything, like, and had to go into like an ombudsman or anything like that? Never?
Nope.
So when we moved to Scotland for the first time, there was we went with this landlord, brand new landlord, stayed in their place. Out front there was like a double, kind of like a love seat, but it was wooden, and it's Scotland, so it's kind of rotten. Karen was pregnant, and carrying a few extra pounds, sat on this thing, and it broke on her, and like she fell through, like while she's, I don't know, she was 3, 4, 5 months, and I contacted the letting agency, and I was like, guys, this thing fell through on my wife. Like, I was like, you tell the landlord and maybe replace it or whatever. And, like, we wrote it off on the inventory, whatever it was. And then, and I took screenshots of the people who came and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, they're not going to replace it, but no matter, thanks for telling us. When it came to the end of the tenancy, she's like trying to get, I don't know, it was like 500 pounds or something off of us for that broken seat. And I'm like, that was your seat. It was dodgy from the beginning. Like, it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks into us living there, and it broke, and we reported it, and you guys said it was all kosher, and they're like, and so I went to an ombudsman to kind of dispute the whole thing, and I'm litigious with this stuff and keep good records and all that. They had falsified evidence, and I could prove it, and I was like, you fucking idiots. So that's what I did.
That was nice of them.
Oh, it was so nice. Because
No, I obviously give the air of not being fucked with from day one, so that's why I've never had to do this. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're a nice guy as well. Like,
My landlord actually is a lawyer.
Your landlord is a lawyer? Oh my, that's
her day
interesting.
job, yeah.
Yeah.
And she has already commented about how she can't get one past me even if she wanted to.
Yeah, well, you're sharp. You're sharp, and
She's good landlord anyway. I'm fairly lucky. I don't, she's been pretty good.
getting a good landlord's a good thing. Getting good neighbors is another thing that's nice. The other thing that's nice is getting... Would have been nice to have 11 puppies.
Yeah, but life for life, unfortunately.
Oh, but I'm just glad, like... And this is the thing. This is why I come on to kind of jump a little bit as well. Just try to... Because we've ever since we had Jade, early on, we're like, let's get together and let's put on stream as much as we can. Like, as much as we are willing to share and able to share, let's put it out there and connect with people, and it's kind of cathartic. It's kind of helpful to some degree as well. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and everyone
therapy.
deals with things in different ways, and if you find what works for you and you use that.
But it's nice to kind of like not be alone on the journey either. That's a good thing. And I mean, obviously we've got each other, and the kids were like talking them through it was really nice. I mean, Jade took it the hardest, I think. But I'll say this now. Stream
and Discord are just cut out for about a minute, mate.
Yeah, I know. There's almost nothing I can do about it. Let me... You know the weirdest thing?
I'm just letting you know. It was even the Discord when I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Oh, right. The weirdest thing is if I put up the stream bitrate, it fixes it.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
It's like
bitrate's different to bandwidth, isn't it?
But it's like you're forcing
if you think
more.
Of the correlation between the two that actually works.
But like, I don't understand. Why would taking more of the pipe give me a...
You're not taking more of the pipe. You're taking more of the bit rate. It's different.
You're going to have to explain this to me.
Not now. For God's sake.
All right.
It's quarter to 11 at night. I will explain another time off air. No one else is interested in the technical side of this.
Who's joined a puppy stream, right? Like, it's...
Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, the attenuation of the line between... No one gives a shit.
It's so funny. I do. Like that was like the
Yes,
network.
I know, but that's not why you're
What
here.
is that? Oh,
So
that's from her. That's from the line that they had in her
it's
arm.
from a AV.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
arm. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize
Paw,
dogs had arms.
back off. Yeah.
It's a leg.
Can you imagine a dog walking around with 4 arms? That'd be fucking
No,
weird. That'd be weird.
nothing has 4 arms.
Nothing.
I mean, I've got 4 arms, but not 4 arms.
You see, this is why Buck should never be invited to any stream ever, because you're way too witty. You're like made 3 jokes in a row. Oh God. But this has like I'm glad we are where we are. Now I'm sorry, there's no puppy on camera, but we're not gonna bother them. So this one is
Yeah. It's like the zoo. You get what you get.
you get what you fucking get. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
And this one's free. Yeah.
I should just
You
put
can
the
pay
sign
20
up.
quid to go to London Zoo and not see a tiger all fucking day. Get over yourself.
Free zoo. Free zoo. Free zoo. Hey, Gord. How's it going? But a clock has 3 hands, so well.
Yes, but not 4, so I'm not wrong. Thanks, Gordon. Bye now.
It's also not an animal, right?
Yeah, but, I wasn't going to drop that one in because I thought most people would realise that. But okay. You can see that now, David Attenborough, like in a clock shop. As you can see, the clocks are
In their natural
every hour
habitat.
they assigned.
My favorite is the big black clock. Definitely. Love them.
Okay. Oh, with the UK time.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one. That's the one. Oh, by the way, Buck, you've probably seen it on, because you're on Twitter a fair amount, and we follow people who are similar and may have been gifted these things. I was curious if, because you're close to the End Dreams team, did you get anything from them for the Synapse stuff? Because you're a big Synapse fan now, right? I haven't played it yet.
I thoroughly enjoyed playing Synapse. It was the first. I shouldn't really mention it because it's not my stream, but it was the first stream I've done in 6 months.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw you did
was playing
something.
Synapse.
I was
It
like,
was
wow,
Synapse.
he's streaming again. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it was a one-off. I'll be honest. I did enjoy doing it.
Oh.
I didn't have many people turn up, but I didn't plan it or anything. I kind of went, I'm going to do this. Basically, the VR space has been a bit quiet for a while, and Synapse has been the first game in a long while that has genuinely made me go, people should see this.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Because
it.
of how well it plays and how well it likes, and that's what I did. And I was fortunate enough that when I went live, End Dreams tweeted out that I was
Hey.
doing it. They also asked me if they could have a copy of the video so that they could do a little clip
Promo.
for a tweet of their own as well.
Well, you
And
have
I
a
was like,
sharp
yeah,
looking
so
stream,
did
so that's nice.
I know, to be fair, this was my first ever PS5 and PC live stream. Never done it before. I've always only done direct from the console.
Oh,
So this was the first time.
Yeah, that must have been a fun tech run. It's not too bad. Not too bad.
No, it was fine. So I
Is-
had no camera on me
Yeah.
because generally I use my capture card for a DSLR.
Of course. And instead you were using it
But
for...
what
Yeah.
I was using it, but I was like, "Do you know what? I haven't got a green screen. I haven't got any of that anymore. Fine. I just want to show off the game. So let's focus on the game."
Yes, straight gameplay is good,
Luckily, yeah, no, it was good. So luckily, I had I've got the Arctis 7P Plus headset, which can take audio from both
Double
the PC
audio?
and
Such a cool
so I
trick.
can hear chat at the same point as I was playing the game, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So I could hear the audio from the PlayStation there. So yeah, it was good. So I was on my second run. I don't know if you've played Synapse yet.
No, I have not.
It's a
At all.
roguelite, and when you finish it once, the story isn't finished. You have to finish the whole thing 3 times to finish the actual story.
Yeah, I heard that. But
So
you
I'm on
enjoyed
my
your runs?
second run.
Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Is it kind of like
It is
Returnal in
The
the
thing
way?
you have to bear in mind, the way I've explained Synapse, or the way I say it is essentially just a wave shooter. Yeah, and wave shooters do tend to have a bit of a bad rap
Yep.
in PCs, but what they've done with the mechanics of the game and how you can use the eye tracking with the telekinesis. So, as you know, most VR games, you do have some form of telekinesis, even if it's just reach out and pick something up. You don't have to bend down physically. Sometimes it just pops to your hand. But you have to move your hand to aim it, yeah?
Yes.
Of where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's not always easy, yeah? Sometimes it's a little janky, yeah? The secret sauce of this game is they're using the eye tracking in the PlayStation VR 2 to where you look at the object you want, the object then highlights in color. Yeah, so you can see it. You know which one you're looking at because you're looking at it, and you can tell the eye tracking is working. The minute you hit the grip button or the trigger, you've picked up that item, and then you can just hurl it around, and it just feels incredibly natural.
That's the thing I'm most excited about is the implementation, because eye tracking in the titles I've played so far, like Before Your Eyes.
This is the best use of eye tracking I have played on PlayStation VR.
Yeah, what I was saying is like the eye tracking in PSVR is one of the more technically astonishing features, because it just like the dynamic foveated rendering with the eye tracking.
Yeah.
It's like, to date, I think maybe I've glimpsed something in passing, barely. You're like a sliver or you see like a fragment of maybe an artifact or something, but like it is so tenuous. Like, it is such a good technology implementation.
You know me, I'm very, very susceptible to reprojection.
Right.
And I don't notice it with this.
Yeah, it's great.
With the foveated rendering, I don't notice it. It's really clever what they've done. But the thing is the way they've designed Synapse as well is it is a monochrome world, but the things that you can pick up are colourful.
Oh,
so
that's
they're
smart.
highlighted easier as you see it. Honestly, the actual, when you actually start to think about it and look at it, the actual game design and the world design and the mechanics are actually very clever. But it is a roguelike. And
I like that.
And it is a wave shooter, and you have to bear that in mind, I think. Yeah, but it is an incredibly polished wave shooter. I've already fed back what I think it could do with if they wanted to add anything else. And I've spoken at length to Jimmy, who's their community guy, about it.
Good old Bowers, Mr. B.
Doesn't have the option to swap the analog sticks for left-handers. Did point that out.
Doesn't? Man, the left-hander thing, really? Like, I'm surprised that in Dreams.
I can hold the gun in my left hand.
Huh.
So you can do that, but I can't swap the analog sticks. And I'm like, close but no cigar, guys. You haven't done this. So yeah, it's funny actually, because I had John on the call the other day asking me left-handed questions, because obviously he's got something coming up by the sound of it.
Right.
I'm working on.
Oh, that's good. It's about time.
Like,
it's about time.
Well, I mean, I have said this to any VR development studio. If you want someone who is left-handed to go through your stuff and tell you what's missing or what needs to be there,
and it was a picky a-hole
you've done, I am more than happy to do it.
The heck is that?
Because just like everyone, I don't want bad games. I want good games.
Yeah.
And again, it needs to be about choice. I mean, John was even asking some simple questions like, well, where do you put that option on the menu, and where would that be, and what screen should that be?
It wouldn't.
It's a good question.
There's absolutely no way that is obvious to someone who is a strict right-hander. Like, I wouldn't have a feckin' clue. Like, it's like, okay, which hand do you wipe with? How do you scratch your head? Naturally, if you were left elbow was itchy, would you scratch it with your right arm or your foot?
It's been interesting for me, because what it actually opens up more is just accessibility rather than left-handed, right-handed.
Yeah.
It's more about that. And I think the bar for it was Half-Life Alyx. You could play that game sitting down with one hand.
One hand, exactly. They did an amazing job with accessibility for that.
Not everyone has two hands or four arms.
The thing I don't understand is why it's not in its central place documented. Kind of like an internet standard type of thing, right? Like a coalition of People have
Because
come together
not
and said,
everyone,
"This is
everyone makes different games. That's why. Yeah.
right." No, but that's not what I mean.
But that's the same. How many? Okay, so here's a question.
There are standards for accessibility.
I know you're a keyboard and mouse guy, but when you
Yeah.
play on your PlayStation,
Yep.
and you use your controller, do you invert the Y-axis?
For what kind of game? Like an FPS?
Any game, and yeah, on the PlayStation. So for Horizon, for example, you've been playing Forgotten Wilds or whatever it is.
I am like when it comes to
When
ice
you
cream.
press up on the stick, do you look up or do you look down?
Fuck, I don't remember. I usually go with default. Is all I can say.
Right. So probably you don't invert the Y-axis.
I don't
Right.
think so.
I always.
You mean like
I
a pilot
do.
where up takes you down, down takes you up.
Yes, as in the way the way I think about it, imagine there was a joystick sticking out the top of your head, and you grab that, and how you move that is how you look, right? So if I push it forward, I look down.
Is that how
If I
you
pull
imagine
back, I
it?
look up.
You've got the thumb on the head of the character, and you're.
That's the easiest way for someone to understand what you mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you must have that model in your head. You must have that model in your head of like a little Lego character where you're like pulling the thumb back, and the dude's like
called an
getting
analogy,
scalped,
so that people
and he's
can
looking to the sun,
understand.
and he's saying, "Jesus Christ, Sun God, let me go, let me go."
It's called an analogy. So
But do you think you picked that up from like flight games or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Because that's the only place. The only other place that I would know would be like GoldenEye, and there were some control schemes back then that were.
There are a lot of games that do not give you the option to invert Y-axis, and I can't play them.
There. Oh right. Oh right, yeah. Because having not having the Y-axis
It
treated,
feels like your controls are upside down.
you feel drunk. Yeah, you feel drunk.
Yeah.
It's stupid, right?
You are constantly second guessing yourself as you hit the stick.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it's not good.
Easiest thing to do: go in, invert your Y-axis, and try and play something, and you'll see how I feel.
Oh no, trust me, I did that recently because that was one of my tortures on the wheel. Was play what was that? Play something left-handed or whatever it was, or invert all the controls, and so we inverted all the controls, and it's a nightmare. But actually doing that. Doing that is like a good exercise in just allowing your brain to kind of map itself to be like, if controls were inverted, how would I play? And once you've gone through that,
I wouldn't. It's most of the time.
I'm just gonna give people a heads up here. So for those who've joined and are enjoying a shoulder of dog stream, there is a puppy back there somewhere, unnamed at the moment. The dog in the foreground is our big dog Kesha, who is she's a mammoth Old English bulldog mixed with a Dutch shepherd. And she mated with a dog who is a border collie and German shepherd mix. And they produced a little puppy that's black with a white flecked tail, who's only one of 11 who survived. So we're hoping that this puppy makes it. All the other ones died in utero. Unfortunately, Kesha's uterus exploded, and so she had an abdomen full of puppies, literally 10 dead pups inside her. She had a C-section a little more than 36 hours ago. Took all the infected puppies out. Some of them were literally rotting in there. It was terrible. Some of them were deformed, and sewed her back up, cleaned her out. She was on an IV yesterday. You can see her front paw there has been shaved back, and then she was well enough, was eating and all that kind of stuff, and came home. And now she's in our whelping box, which is a large cardboard contraption. Looks like a large Lego castle, and I can show you around it actually real quick. And it's they're sitting on a heated pad, and those railings are to prevent mama pup from crushing puppies against the edge. Now there's only one puppy, unfortunately, but and there's the exit. Stanley Parable style is the way out. So for mom, but little pup can't get out, and so that's that's that. Now the puppy's just behind Kesha there, and we're leaving him alone, right? No going in, no touching. Only during feeding and kind of medicine time do we disturb him. And there's some food and water outside that box, so Kesha can go on free feed if she wants. And the puppy, of course, is just nursing off the big dog. Now, as Buck said earlier, who's joining me here on Discord, and you're welcome to join the conversation if you'd like to hop in it. Discord.zimtalk5.com. Then he said, "This is a free zoo. You get what you haven't paid for." So we can't see the puppy right now, but she shifts around every so often, and I'm sure she'll come on camera again. We're just hanging out. Thanks, B. I just wanted to give people who just hopped in some context why we're all staring at the shoulder of Kesha and like in awe.
And what a fine shoulder it is.
What a fine shoulder. I do want to show what she did before, just at 5 o'clock. It was hilarious.
How old is Kesha again?
She's about 4. 4 going on 5.
I thought she was older.
Nope. But this is like, and so again, it's, well, not like we would be wanting to roll the dice anyway, but because they had to remove her equipment, that she cannot make babies anymore. Which again is kind of a little sad, but you know, again, you take what you get.
She's 5, apparently.
Is she 5? 5 years, Brett. Yeah.
That's what your wife says.
She knows.
To be fair, I'm more inclined to believe her than you.
Oh my god. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from a live... Wait, is it a shoulder or a knee? Let's not get into that again, Gordon. I'm going to show some stuff that's not live, just video from a little bit earlier, and see if I can put that on. Let's see here. So, this should do it. There we are. So this is just a little recording from earlier. So I'll just show this for a little bit. But there's the little one resting. Is this... Okay, so we did that, but then let me zoom forward in the bar, because I think it was around here. Oh, I sat down and... Hang on, where are we? Oh yeah, this is when Kesha left. So... This is when the little pup was on her own for a minute. And it's just too cute. Like,
She made any noise yet?
oh yeah, makes a fair amount of noise.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
she's been talking to us since day one. She talked to us a lot when Kesha wasn't there. And that obviously she was looking for mom. But literally, this was 7 minutes before I pushed start on the show, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is too perfect! I need to just take a quick picture and tell people like, hey, you're about to see a puppy." And then, of course, it's like false representation because now all we see is shoulder. But this is the...
scared the life out of me because Kesha wasn't there.
Yeah, you're like, hang on a second. You're like,
like,
don't tell me. Yeah, don't tell me, right? That's...
I'm genuinely worried.
Yeah, well, and I'm just going to hop back here to live for a second because I want to just keep an eye on what's going on. All right, so she's on this totally sitting there. Yeah, the cuteness is off the scale.
Little feet.
The little twitches are just so cute, and they're also really nice to have because, like, if a puppy was lying like that in that position and not moving, you'd be like, help. But like the little tail wag and everything.
Those paws are going to grow faster than the rest of her as well. She's going to end up with massive paws at first, and then she'll even herself out. It's generally what happens.
Well, it's just too cute.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm just really hoping. I'm really, really hoping that.
That's all you can do at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey,
just make sure look after them, keep them fed, keep them watered, make sure they got everything they need, and that's
let nature take its course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, it's not often we get the opportunity to come on and just do a bit of a puppy stream. So.
Nope. It is medicine time.
Is it medicine time? All right, you go ahead, Karen. I'll. So that's the live feed. And this is from a little bit earlier. All right, hello, testing.
Just really
Oh.
turns up with a
Shit. Hey, testing the mic. No, don't test the mic. I got. Holy shit. I'm talking to myself here now. How do I stop that? There we are.
What have you done?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm not worried, but
I was just talking to myself is all. It's like, come on and let's see. I was looking at the puppy. Did I make it full screen? Oh yeah. Here, you see this, right? She's like, okay, this is how. Now, it's not easy for me to zoom in on this, but we'll see Kesha come into that corner.
just move puppy around.
Yeah, she just like. I missed this earlier, but she grabs her by some part of her. How do you grab her? Her legs? Her tail? She's licking away. Little pup's like licking. This is so weird to have me twice, but let me see if I can. Can I make that bigger? By the time I make it bigger, it's gonna change again. Yeah, it's not really worth it, but I'll try. She's having a good old lick. And then she's like, hey, you. Cleaning time.
Cuteness mode engaged.
That's good, right? Hey, Luca, how's it going, man?
So, yeah, I was just watching a bit and got some washing from a tumble dryer, and then spotted this and was like, oh, I started watching it.
I couldn't help. The thing is, you know, when I see something, when I see something that's like this unique in like, you know, the in time, like we'll probably never have a puppy in our house that's this age again. You know what I mean? What the hell did I just do? Oh, I'm testing scenes here, but I wanted to show you what Kesha ends up doing. It's hilarious. Let's see. She like wrecks house in a second. I was like testing stuff. And then she's like, flips the puppy over. By the way, this isn't live. This is the live one. Okay. Kesha's getting fed. And then Kesha's like, you know what it's time for? It's time to wreck the house. And so she's like, we're gonna tear up all the blankets. She loves that, of course. Most dogs do. And then little one's like, hey, mom. Hey, mom. And she's like, oh, I'm just going to step on your head. And then she rolls. I was nervous here. I was like watching. You can see my face. I'm like, wait. I'm like, careful, mom. Because it's like, it's upstairs. I can't get there quick enough.
She'll be fine.
But she like pushes her around. She's like, hey, what are you doing? Get out of there. I'm trying to do something. And she just pushes her. I love it. This kind of thing is just. But then this is the part. This is so funny because Kesha's like, right, I need more blankets. So where am I going to get these blankets from? She's looking around, scoping the joint out. And this is like 1 minute. You can see, like, it's 5 o'clock, right? I'm just about to push live. This is what Kesha does. She's like, we're going to wreck the stream. It's like, you are not pimping out my puppy. How dare you? You know, that's what that was.
Good.
Let's see here.
She didn't sign an NDA or anything. Just sticking her up for clout without even consulting. It's disgusting.
I know. It's a proper first world sin here. Now let me see if I can.
It's like the Jim Carrey film. She just realized she's on camera.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's like whatchamacallit. Bloody hell! What
The
was
Mask.
No.
I know it's.
Oh, fuck it
really? It's the Truman Show, for Christ's sake.
I couldn't
Yes.
remember, you son of a.
Terrible names half the time.
All right, here we go. Kesha is wrecking the stream. Kesha is definitely one of us. Yeah, 100%. And here, I'll just go back and. Is that running? No. Oh. This one. There we go. This is just from earlier. The little one. Just an adorable little pup. But yeah, it's again, like one of the things I said to Karen earlier, I was like, one of the things I really, really appreciate about my early streams is like when my kids would come on stream, and it'd be like it's like a family like home video type thing. Even when I'm not live, if I'm recording and we're just playing around with the green screen or whatever, messing around, you know, one of them's having a drive in a car or something in VR, and like I really, really appreciate that. So I'm like, I want us to record this. And the other side is that if we're able to do this live, I was like, hey, it means we can put it then on like on the TV, because there's no other easy way for us to like capture it and get it up there without kind of going through this pipeline. But then it's like, it's quite easy, and then Karen can just put it up on big TV upstairs and keep an eye very easily on the pups, and it makes it nice.
I'm guessing the pregnancy was unexpected.
No. We wanted Kesha to have puppies.
Pimped his bitch out. That's what he did.
Pimped her out proper with a lovely dog that looks very much like that puppy, and we just it just did not go well. I mean, literally, Kesha's uterus erupted. She had 10 puppies swimming around in her abdomen, and she was trying to push them out, and obviously that wasn't going to work. So, but it's like, I've been down this road. This is the 4th time, you know, going down this road of like live birth and being there front and center. And I'm just grateful this, like, the trauma didn't happen with our kids, you know, because it totally could have, kind of thing. So Karen's trying to tell me something. All right, I'll check Discord, Karen. It's probably, I'm guessing it's dinner related.
It's probably the picture or something.
Let's see. Why, was she going to send a picture of something?
I don't know. Well, maybe what she's done.
Oh, the other side of Kesha's shoulder. Oh my. Okay. We're definitely looking at these. Hold on a second. Karen. Thank you for sending these. And Karen's like, I'm not going to move the dog, but I am going to show you these. Look at these dogs. Okay, hang on. So, I didn't realize that was already up. So that's what you expect. We're obviously over here with the camera, looking through the dog. And then here's the cute one. Yes.
It's the parasite.
The parasite.
That's all it does. Just feeds off of mother. It doesn't do anything else. How is Jade, by the way?
I knew it. I knew that was coming. I knew it. I had a feeling. Yeah, Jade's doing well. We've been doing honestly, Jade's pastime. So again, just for those, I'm showing a little bit of earlier footage because the dog is currently in this position, and so we can't see Jack. But as soon as we get a vantage point, I will.
Jack is not the name of the puppy before anyone asks.
No.
So.
Jack. No, she's.
You just said we can't see Jack, and someone will go, "Oh, they've named him."
They've named him her Jack. Yeah, exactly.
You were saying, Jade is.
Jade's really been taking up cycling a lot. So
yeah, okay.
That's been super fun. Like we went out. This is gonna sound funny. So we cycled past the nuclear plant the other weekend.
Okay.
It was like, all right then.
Why does that give me flashback memories to the HBO Chernobyl
100%.
series where the kids cycled past the nuclear station?
See, I was just thinking The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, the bright green. Like
that's all I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, that's what it is.
That's all right. Cycling's not a bad thing, and you've got really good cycleways where you are as well.
Oh, fantastic, dude! We've been crawling all over them. Only problem for me is it's my neck. Like being in that position on a bike, I'm not supposed to really be doing that, and so it's backed me up a little bit, and then I'm getting referred pain down my left side, and it's like let's maybe not do that because last time it was 6 months of
Did
physio.
you get a different bike where the position would be better?
Yes, I could get a granny bike. And I should.
No, it doesn't have to be a granny bike.
No, but like
You
a
could
more erect, more upstanding, more up-seated. Yeah.
Or would it be more upright, or would something where you're leaning back be better?
Like a recumbent?
No,
yeah.
well, you could get a recumbent, I suppose. That's not what I was thinking, but like a cafe rider or something where you sit more reclined.
What's a cafe rider? Cafe rider.
It's a type
You
of bike.
mean it sits like a chopper, like a motorcycle?
Yeah,
If you think of,
Yeah.
I was thinking of more like a French, typical sort of cyclist, of what you'd imagine for somebody commuting for that and going out for tea or coffee in a cafe.
yeah. That doesn't change how he sits on a bike, though, does it? So,
No, just the picture of what I imagined.
Oh yeah.
It's a stereotypical one for that.
We can see that Karen's got the camera face down, I suppose. Hey, Polisher, how's it going? This is a bit of footage from earlier, just prior to the stream, and the little pup in there. I'm gonna wait for Karen. I don't know what she's doing with the camera. She's doing something. It's like masked.
moving it for optimum puppy angle.
Maybe. Could be that. But I hear.
Or hasn't realised she's knocked it until she gets back downstairs and sees on the TV.
And that could totally be the case. Yeah, we're not going to call the pup Stewart, I'm afraid. Karen had said before medicine time. So if it's medicine time, that might take 10 minutes or something, So that's normal. Yeah. But boy.
Yeah, you could look at getting a bike that it's more comfortable for you to sit on.
I should.
Possible.
I should. I'm just well, I'd love to say I'm a cheap bastard, but yeah.
But you are, so it's fine.
Are you just renting bikes then?
Well, like I've got a bike that I've had for about 10 years or something.
It's got one massive wheel at the front and one tiny wheel at the back, isn't it?
That's a real pup. I thought it was a stuffed
That's
animal. Yeah, it's a real puppy. It's a real puppy. This is just a little bit from earlier. I'm waiting for Karen to sort the camera. I don't know. Maybe she's putting. Let me ask the question. Oh no, she's working on it. Maybe she's moving it.
I just see you going around the
Certainly.
streets of Canada on a penny farthing. That's what you actually do.
On a penny farthing.
You know what a penny farthing is, right?
I do not.
Really?
No.
No,
Oh,
which
okay.
is currency.
Yeah, is it like 25 cents? Is it like
No, it's
Currency?
a type of bike.
a penny farthing is a type of bike?
Oh, you've heard of that, but it's also a currency coin, isn't it?
That's what I thought.
That's why it's called a penny farthing, because a penny was a small thing and a farthing was a large coin, because the front wheel on it is massive and the second wheel and the rear wheel on it is very small, representing a penny and a farthing. It's old English money.
Ah, yeah. I actually probably have some of that money because we used to get English money when we would go to Ireland, and I remember.
It's like this is money like before we were born, but okay.
No, we had a
Yeah.
couple. This was like it was a shillings then.
Shillings would be a 5 pence piece, yeah. So shillings became 5 pence piece, but penny, fair enough. Farthings was way before that.
Okay.
That's like sort of
I thought it was
Victorian.
an interchangeable term, so that's fine. It
No.
was okay. So then
No.
you're talking like 1900s or
Yeah, like Victorian times.
oh right, okay, yeah. You're like no, Sim, you weren't around then.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't around then, so
Are you sure?
pretty much. But then again, I'm so old, I might not remember. So
I don't even know how the touch controls on this thing works. You know what's really cool that I found out today? So when I was looking at screen copy, which is what I use for mirroring my phone like this, I found out that in March this year, they worked out that on Android 11 and higher phones, they can send audio. So if you remember back in, we've got ahead. We can
What do
finally
you mean
see
by
the
send audio?
You can send audio via screen copy now, whereas you couldn't before.
Oh,
You
okay.
can capture the audio, send it to your PC.
She is.
Very cute. Just sitting there.
Nice. Big, healthy pink nose. That's good.
Yeah. The
Pink
eyes,
nose is good.
the markings, the black markings around the eyes are interesting because like you can't. Well, obviously her eyes are going to be shut because puppies are born with their eyes closed. But I'll bet you that'll help mask whether or not she's looking at you. And then in the dark, it'll be like 2 headlights.
Badger. That would be a good name.
We're not calling her Badger.
Wow, Badger's a great name for a dog. She's got the same markings as one.
I have. Fucking badgers are horrible.
No, badgers are fine. Honey badgers are fuckers. But
Honey badgers will
are fine.
mess you up, man. Those guys are like, they had a drinking problem.
Honey badgers are vicious bastards.
I remember like looking that up because someone called themselves Honey Badger. I think it was an early VR creator. I can't remember, but I looked
Yes.
up what was it?
Yes, there was one.
Yeah, it was Honey Badger VR, I think, and this was back in like the Vive times.
Yeah. And you didn't know what a honey badger was at that point?
No. I was like, I know
Oh.
what a badger is, but I didn't know what a honey badger was.
Googled that and then saw this vicious bastard that kills anything that comes near it.
It reminded me
There
of
was a
like
video for a while.
furry snapping
called
turtle.
Honey badger don't give a shit, wasn't there?
I never saw that, but that sounds hilarious.
It's really funny. It will still be online somewhere.
Oh, this little thing. Oh no. Oh, this is too cute. And this is why I was like, look, let's not VR today. Let's just watch my dog like a little dog's anus instead. It's so cute.
I mean, you know, everyone's got to have a hobby, I suppose.
It's strange. The Twitch stream is kicking off, man. There's like, oh, thanks for the
I bet
bits.
there's no category on Twitch for that. Is there like
I looked for it. I was like, is there a
dogs anus?
not dog's
dog.
anus? Fucking hell.
No, can't find that. So,
Well, our stream was practically half cat's anus at the start. Jesus, the amount of time Zoe would come on and just stand there, 1/3 of my screen just being cat butt. that
you
cat.
talk about that wonderful girl.
Oh, she's great.
I would have thought that it would have fit perfectly with the hot tubs and pools category, considering the usual content they have.
Well,
Is there
exactly.
a just rimming category?
Just fuck. That's perfect. Oh.
Right next to just chatting.
It's got double the viewers. Oh god.
Oh, I'm quite proud of myself for that one.
That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. As Zoe met
Well, I
the
think
new
my finest hour recently was that guy who asked me to, I can help you grow your channel. I thought that was an excellent set of messages.
The thing is, like, you just look at those at wonderful opportunities. You're like, this is a lovely chance for me to de-stress and to offload all that stress on this other person.
The best thing about it was if you look at it again, you may not notice, but halfway through, he was clearly going, "Yeah, you're not serious. You're off." And I managed to hook him back in. So he carried on asking, and it was like, excellent. Gotcha.
Well, the thing is, you have, in the same way that like I watch comedy loads, you definitely watch those telephone prankster things, and you've put me onto a few that are really good. So it's like that's in your bloodstream already. You're like, oh, just waiting for my opportunity, like a
too good to miss. It was my favorite was, may I ask you what your goals for your channel are? And I replied, you may.
I also love how we tried to substantiate. We're talking about someone who DM'd Buck, and you just went to town on him. It was so funny. Just stringing him along like a fresh date or something. And it was just great because he's like, you're you're asking him to legitimize his interest, and he's like, this is the video,
Yeah.
and you're like, which part of that video? Like, you
No,
know?
no. So I said, no,
Prove it.
the original message was, you have lit content and something. And I went, thanks. What part of my content would you consider lit? Which he then ignored that question and said something else. And I said,
Yep.
you haven't answered my question. And then he was like, what's the question? So I asked him again. And he said, this one. And put one video, which was like one of, I think it was like a clip from an iRacing stream from many years ago. And I was like, that one? And immediately it was like, okay, you can leave it. And I'm like, why that one? And he was, the racing. And I'm like, yes, I have lots of racing videos. Why that one? And he didn't answer. And I just kept dragging him on.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, he basically, it ended up, he wanted $100 to promote my streams and my channel and my social media and do an email campaign. And when I said that budget was, not sure about that budget. Well, what can you afford? And I'm like, I have some magic beans.
Did you say that?
And he went, yeah, I said, I've got some magic beans. And he went, you're clearly not being serious. And I went, oh, well, now you're just making assumptions. You haven't asked me why they're magic.
I
I
thought
said, that could be worth much more than $100. And then he told me I was mad.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, well, that's what all the doctors said, but what would they know? And then the message popped up that I was no longer allowed to send him direct messages. So,
Exactly.
game over. But, it was an hour. So
It was beautiful. And if you happen to want to see that, you can go to discord.zimtalk5.com and look for the comedy channel. 13th of July, Buck posted a wonderful, must have been a screen recording, I imagine.
it was. I did a screen recording and just slowly scrolled through the conversation.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was
I mean, you said I should put it up as a YouTube short, but I was like, nah, yeah.
You still should. You still
I
should.
just think that's a bit of a bastard thing to do.
Oh, because
really.
the guy, well, maybe, okay, you're not going to want to edit, right? But if it was me,
No.
I'd edit the guy's name out, and then you could. Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't be asked to do all of that.
Exactly.
So it's just for my
Titillation.
nearest and dearest in your Discord.
It's beautiful, though. Like, that's the thing. When you see something and you're like, damn, that's good comedy, I appreciated that. There was a weird-ass bug crawling across my floor. It's like been coming to me like the death snail all stream. And it's made it 3/4 of the way to me. So if all of a sudden you hear a squeal and I disappear, death finally caught up with me. Guess I shouldn't have taken that deal. You know the deal that the people offer, which is like $1 million or $1 million, but snail is chasing you for the rest of your life, and if it catches you, you die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I've never been offered that.
I'm not offering that. No.
Okay.
That's one of them.
Fine. Does the snail have to touch you?
I think so.
Oh, that's easy enough. Yeah, cool. I'll take the $1 million. Thanks. Sure. Let's go.
I would not take that because I know I would forget about it. There'd be a snail all of a sudden.
You would.
I would.
Wouldn't.
I would.
I would just constantly surround myself with salt. Be fine.
Don't you already
Then
do
it
that?
would come from the ceiling.
Just constantly surround yourself with salt. Not a problem. Done.
It's really weird though. Like,
You do that in a
well,
bubble.
did you say something about truffles?
No. I said, can you do that in a bubble? Because then I imagine the snail would crawl on the ceiling and then drop down from above.
By the time the ceiling is called halfway up a wall, I would have been able to see it.
I mean, some snails can be
You
pretty.
clearly haven't thought this through, Mize. I'm sorry.
I mean, you see the snail tracks which get left at night or after night time, and they crawl all over the place, and then you don't.
Yeah,
spot
but
where they've
I
gone.
would sleep in a snail-proof room before. I mean, come on. You're just don't be an amateur, Mize. Come on. This is obvious.
Snail-proof room.
You'd be like Bubble Boy, but in a giant bubble which is coated in salt.
It's subs.
Yeah, exactly. Gets rid of snails and witches. It's fine. So, yeah. 2 birds, 1 stone as well. No witches, no snails. This is awesome. And I'm up $1 million. I can buy as much salt as I needed.
Oh God. Ah, on that topic, you boys like anchovies?
I do.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Well,
three.
I
That's
use
three
when
of
I
us.
run out of salt because the snail keeps away.
Yeah,
You
no,
like
I
anchovies, Brett?
I like them. Yeah, I like them. Karen doesn't. Karen won't have them. So I almost never get them. I get them when I'm out at a fancy Italian, which is 1 in 5 years, you know. So when you're here, Miles, I'll drag you out. Karen will be looking after the puppy, and I'll be like, "Let's go."
Yeah. Or just pop to a supermarket and get some fresh some in a little pot or something from the delicatessen counter if they have that in one of the little supermarkets.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Would
That
you get
sounds.
anchovies at a delicatessen when the
Yeah.
fishmongers?
Or if not, just in like the general section. Because I remember I used to get them from Sainsbury's. That they had them in those 2 different places.
What was the There, I'm just gonna go back to the past here for a second while that pup is sleeping. What was it in Futurama? What was it in Futurama that Brian? What was the benefit? He didn't age or something. What was the anchovy for? Good night, Stu.
Oh.
Do you remember?
He kept it. Well, they'd all died off, so it was only remaining anchovies.
It was the oil. The oil in it could lubricate something, I think, wasn't it?
Wasn't it for like to be able to create either the black hole or the dark matter type stuff or something?
I think it was the oil that came from them that was used for something. I seem to remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm gonna come back to
Because it was Mother who was trying to. It was Mum, wasn't it, who was trying to steal the anchovies?
Yeah.
And I believe it was something to do with the oil in it could be used for. That was it, because she
kept
had
her.
Mum's brand. No, it's Mum's old-fashioned robot oil, wasn't it? It was like the main product. And if they could make anchovy oil, it would. If someone else could make oil from the anchovy, then it would put her out of business. That's what she wanted. That's right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wasn't sure about that, but oh man. Oh, that little tail. The thing is,
Yeah, because she was going to buy it. That's right. She was going to buy them off him for a ridiculous amount of money. But they didn't realise that he was actually going to eat them. So he ate them and they went, okay, cool. And just walked away and don't give him anything because there's none left. Yeah. It was like the last existing tin of anchovies in the world or something.
yeah. And what was it? They had to like go across time or something to.
No, they basically they made him feel like he'd gone back in time and he was ordering his pizza and getting his PIN number and stuff like that, wasn't it? Because that was the joke, because his PIN number was the same price as a cheese pizza or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically all he wanted was his pizza so he could put his anchovies on it. And then he ate it. And then they were like, oh, cool, we don't have to give you $1 million. Thanks very much. Bye now. This is just left. There you go. Substatic has put it in there. 1 drop of oil could permanently lube any robot. So she didn't want anyone getting it because she sold robot oil.
Then his friends hated them, and he goes, "Oh, they grow on you." Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I do. I like it. It's quite a strong thing to get used to at the beginning. But then I also, my dad used to
Salty.
get us like less salty as sardines. You know, tinned sardines in oil. Like
They're not salty at all.
no, they really aren't. And they're very edible. The only thing that I find weird with them now is that it's like when you're crunching through like the spine of the fish, and it's like, I don't know. I think about it too much now, whereas before I didn't. You know, but still tasty, bloody tasty. Nice on a sandwich. I think that's the best way to do it, because then you don't notice the little bones and things.
Anchovies in tomato and red wine sauce are nice.
Oh, I haven't had that. Okay, that's an.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do that with a bit of pasta. That's really nice.
And then just like mix it up. Sounds good. Sounds real good.
You know me, I like to cook. So.
Oh, getting the tongue out. I swear, to be that size and to have that tongue come at you, like that's like getting a big, fat, sloppy, wet towel, a heated wet towel, is wrapping around your entire face. I kind of want that now.
After going for a hot shave, isn't it?
Yeah. I get it. It's a real standard here, man. Every time I get a haircut or whatever, they take the open razor out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that in the UK a lot.
No, it's not a common thing here. It's like something you have to specifically ask for.
Yeah, it's like I want a Turkish shave or something like that, and they'll go for it. But usually it costs a bit more. I guess it's because of the risk, and they have to be a little bit more careful and actually, care what they're doing.
Really? Because there's plenty of Turkish barbers in Liverpool.
Turkish barbers are great. I went to one in London, and they gave me the best haircut I've ever had in my life. I was like, fucking hell, guys. I'm here on holiday. This isn't fair. I was like, you find a barber and you're like, yeah, stick with you. But you got to find somebody. Here I've got a good barber, but they take fucking forever. Like I'll go in for a haircut, it'll be like 2.5 hours. Like I do not have typical hair.
What?
It's crazy. Oh, there's a wait. There's usually a wait. And there's no there's no book in it or whatever.
I thought you meant the haircut took 2.5 hours. What the hell are they doing?
2.5 hours with just 2 people in the queue. Like that's... So you walk in, you're like, they'll be done in half an hour. It's like, nope. Because every haircut they do is like 50 minutes. No, they don't do bookings. And the thing is, they're a group of people who've been there like 20, 30 years. They're like, old school chair. There's only 2 dudes operating. Both of them are ancient. They're nice, but they're just slow and meticulous. So I'm like, I got to find the time in my life to do it. Because it's either that or you go to like a supermarket haircut where they're like, you're in and out in like 10 minutes.
There's generally one rule when you go to any barbers. It's whichever one has the worst haircut, get him to cut your hair.
Really?
Yeah. Because he didn't cut his own hair. The other barbers did it.
Wait. Is that how it works in a barber shop?
I think so.
Like if you go to a tattoo parlor, the other tattoo artists didn't tattoo the person, right? Oh, like that's very more of an intimate type thing, but
well, that way you want to check left arm or right arm. If the tattoos on his left arm are really good and the tattoos on his right arm are really bad, then you know he's right-handed. That's sort of thing.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, if your barber has a bad haircut, that's good, because he didn't cut that. If the other barber's hair is really good, then you know that your barber cut that one.
I have seen a few people online, like single dudes who, cut their own hair and do a pretty decent job of it. But I haven't done that through COVID and stuff. I'm like, trying to get the back of your head is a mission. Like doing it and not ending up looking like a psychopath. Very difficult.
I'm not really one who can say much about haircuts, can I? So.
Oh, you were saying. Yeah, Luca, how do you cut your hair these days?
Is this
for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I did it for almost 3 years straight. Like, COVID was just a good excuse. Honestly,
I've been doing it for 10 years, probably.
Saves a lot of money. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
I don't go that frequently.
I do. It's also you could consider like therapeutic or something, because you can just like multitask while watching something and just like snip different bits off and just relaxing.
Says the serial killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. No, but I really hope these. I hope these two make it. I will be heartbroken if they don't. But hey. It's nice, and this is it. I wanted to savor this. I really wanted to just like have a reason to sit and watch.
Have you got did the vet give you some sort of time frame of when they're kind of going to be like
stable
out of the woods on this?
I don't know. Karen went this morning to pick up, so I need to ask if they're... I know she's going back for like a checkup in 5 days or something.
Sure. Oh, that'll probably be
normal.
Yeah.
So did she just come back then today?
Just today, yeah. 10 a.m. this morning. Just got back. Trying to look for... Where the hell do I have my chat window?
I mean, she's
There it
moving
is.
around left, right, and center. So
Yeah, like I'm definitely getting healthy vibes off the both of them,
Mm.
which is amazing given what she just went through. There's no way I'd be that up and cheery, but like when I saw a picture or a video when she was reunited after being away from the pup for a day, the pain sounds. I think she was just excited to see the pup because Kesha usually just takes pain and doesn't make a noise. She's one of those kind of quiet dogs. But hearing the hurt in her voice, oh man, it really got to me. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this dog and it's gonna be bad. Like, it was definitely that was a bit of trauma for me. Like most of this, I think has been tougher on Karen than it has been on me. But yeah, you know when it starts to get you, like your shell starts to break. Yeah,
Yep.
that's.
I've had family dogs, and I've had issues with all of them pretty much.
Have you?
Yeah, the Bull Mastiff, which we had, she had ovarian cysts at some point when she was like, I think it was like 8 years old, and when she actually got that removed,
Yep.
she became like a lot more healthier afterwards, like almost like the prime of her life, running around,
Huh.
and then like 2 or so years, maybe 3 years afterwards, she got diagnosed with heart failure. So she'd run around for like 30 seconds and then collapse because she just like couldn't handle the exercise.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. We had a dog who was she would have seizures, like micro seizures, and it was really weird to see. Like she'd go pure black pupils, like totally dilated, and she would run in a beeline and smack into a couch or a wall and then collapse on the floor. And then her legs would splay and she'd like freak out. So not quite what you normally see a human how they deal with that situation or how that happens to them. But it was like she'd end up being this like almost like brainless torpedo into the nearest object, and then she'd like be panting very heavily and with the dilated pupils. Looked quite scary. I mean, I was a kid at the time. It was quite like the demon had just gone inside my dog. You know, like that's what it looked like. Hey, Sylph. So yeah, it's been a little bit that way. But we're really looking forward to having you out, Mize. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I was probably dumb the other day, but I was dealing with all of this, and Canada's Wonderland pinged me, and they're like, "Hey, we've got tickets for like it was like half
Creator
price
says,
or whatever."
This stream confirms that we have the best community in VR.
Very true.
I
Korea.
went there.
You've been there? It's great, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it was
great.
good.
It's literally my favorite
out.
park ever, and I've been to quite a few, but it's my favorite. It's like really balanced. The whole park has different sections. There's a lot of really capable rides. Like I wouldn't go there for a full
Some
day
good-
and
good stuff.
ride everything I wanted. You know, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
I
the
went
water
there for a
park
day. It was really good.
is what I was hoping to go and
There's-
hit. So
There's like a pass you can buy that gets you like that and the Sears Tower and a bunch of other things.
all right.
The zoo, I think, is one of them. Because
Okay.
I bought that when I came over, and it was basically you can like pick a day and go and do those things, and it was like I think it was like 80 quid for the pass or something.
Wow, that's very good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was
very
really good deal. That's why I did it.
good. Oh,
I
that's
was
great.
like, cool. That gives me a, just means I just got to get there and I can go and do these things.
I've not done the tower, but it's like I'm proper scared of heights, and that is
Yeah, I
like
know.
dauntingly high. And yeah, I don't know.
Impressive.
I'm sure it's impressive. Yeah. It's just, oh god. It's,
But you know me, heights don't bother me, so yeah.
oh god, I don't know.
They
I don't
do
know.
for me, but only on railed situations. So it has to be quite steep for me to consider it. But if it was equivalent of like you've just got like a glass floor below you and you can see everything, but it's all like
No,
fully walled in, I wouldn't have an issue.
fuck that glass four shit. Like I like those bridges in China or whatever, and no, absolutely not. It's
You
like
think that's bad? What about the
ah,
infinity pool across two separate like hotel
no,
buildings?
no, I've seen
Which-
it. No, no, and like the
I've been in one of them.
the Dubai tennis court where you're up at like I don't know 100 floors or something. No,
I've been
no.
on that tennis court.
No, feck's sake, no! Oh my God, no!
I've been on that tennis court.
That's amazing. But when were you in Dubai?
F1.
Oh, right. And you just went there for a laugh, or what?
No, it was one of the races was there, and we got some time, and we went, "Fuck it, let's go and have a look."
Jesus
Managed
Christ!
to get up there.
Fucking hell, dude, that's mad. Yeah, no, that's just
You're only going to get, when you get these chances to do those sort of things, you got to do it.
no. I if that's something that you like, then yes, I agree. It's like there's certain thrills that I definitely will. Like I'll just go out on a limb or do something or whatever. I don't want to sit at home and sit on my laurels all the time. It's like I am curious about that, but heights, generally speaking, not my thing. The movie, what was that movie? The one with the two girls on the tower. What was that called? John recommended it to me.
there's Fall. Isn't
Fall. Yeah, Fall. Great. I really liked that. I thought that was good. Subs, you're going to make me nervous one day. I'm going to ask you about that. Maybe next time we meet up.
it? Okay.
Because I got a chance to meet some Static and Blair.
What was I going to recommend to you? Just because of it, new movie, Infinity Pool. You're getting into your horror stuff now.
Infinity Pool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will write it down.
Yeah.
Infinity Pool. Where can I see
Available where all good movies are available.
Ah, okay.
To you.
Okay. Sounds good. I will check that one out for sure. The thing is, like for me, this is another thing. Like sharing with the stream, sitting in with a community of people, right? Who you care about all that. Like that's one thing that's really helpful. Other thing that's really helpful to me is like playing online shooter games. It just relaxes me. I thought that was weird when I was like 15, but I accepted it, and it's like I just love doing that. And then the third thing, more recently, is definitely watching a good horror film where the people in the horror film go through some terrifying shit and get ripped apart or whatever, and it's just horrible for them, and they feel terrible emotions and all this kind of stuff. That makes me feel great. I don't know why. It just
I still think the best one so far this year has been Barbarian. I don't think anything.
Was that this year
has
only?
got as- Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
That's
That's amazing.
That's the best one so far this year. There's a new one, Talk to Me, coming out that looks really good as well.
Talk to Me was a title years ago of a film.
Yeah.
So this will be a horror one then.
This is a completely different
Dude,
thing.
I
But
still-
yeah, it looks really good.
I still want my life back from freaking Cocaine Bear though. Jesus, that was
Cocaine Bear is brilliant.
so fucking dumb. The whole
Cocaine
film
Bear
is
is
so
just big
stupid.
dumb fun. It's hilarious.
Everyone's doing coke. Like coke's just everywhere.
It's
Bear's
brilliant.
huffing
It's
it.
just so stupid. but
Ripping
that's what
people's
it
heads
is.
off
I mean,
or
for
whatever.
fuck's sake, the film is called Cocaine Bear. What do you expect? This sort of thing.
Oh, it's beautiful. But it
I went and
was.
saw the new Mission Impossible last night. Actually,
There's another one. Is that what 6, 7, 8? Where are we on now?
this is 8, I think. This one.
Fuck! Really? Holy
Well, this is part
shit.
1. So
No,
there's another
oh my
one.
God. Like, what are they doing to Tom Cruise's face now? Because seriously, he's going to need some help.
No, I mean, to be honest, it was really good. It from an action set piece point of view, which is the only reason you go to watch a Mission Impossible film. It was stunning, but the tone of the film shifted wildly between two things, and it was jarring.
Oh,
It couldn't decide if it wanted to be a sort of Roger Moore Bond comedy-esque thing, and then it would go from that to taking itself deadly seriously, and it was like, this is a bit weird. But I really enjoyed it. It was really good. The new Indiana Jones was fine. I don't know why people are moaning about it.
That's interesting, yeah, because everyone is like bemoaning that, right?
It's an Indiana Jones film.
I mean, the previous one was
I see
rubbish.
what people are complaining about, and I'm like, has anyone ever watched an Indiana Jones film? Because they all do that. Like, so it's really weird.
I forget what Scientology is all about.
That's the one where you've got alien souls inside you, and you have to get rid of them by being audited, and then you'll feel better about yourself. And then the great Lord Xenu's going to turn up in a spaceship and take you away.
Did you ever watch the sci-fi horror one called Life?
Yes.
Sci-fi horror is called Life? No. Sounds good.
It's fine. It's not great.
Oh,
It's
by the
fine.
way, Buck, I completed last... Oh, sorry, but Mize, you talk about Life first before I go on my tangent.
Oh, it was one which was set on, I think, the IAS, and they had life from Mars, which they'd retrieved in a fossilized form or frozen form or something. Then they're able to successfully
Reanimate
revitalize
it? Oh, I've seen it.
And
It goes to town, right? It like affects the crew properly.
It's fine, but it's nothing special, that film.
It's better than
it goes inside the people and how it affects them. And like, I think it was Ryan Reynolds gets absolutely destroyed in it.
Yeah, and
in like the first 20 minutes.
It reminds me of that. There's a god-awful one, which reminded me of The Road, but in space with George Clooney and a stowaway. I forget what it's called. But it was like...
Solaris?
No. I don't think it's Solaris.
Solaris is an incredible film.
I don't think it's Solaris.
I don't think you mean George Clooney.
It might not be Clooney. It might be another actor. Old gray beard guy. Now that's practically me now, but yeah. Yeah.
How old?
I mean, Gravity and Solaris are
like
the only
50,
two films
60.
I can think that he's been on.
I liked Gravity a lot. I saw that in IMAX 3D.
The Midnight Sky? Is that
That's
the one
it.
you're thinking
Midnight
of?
Sky. Yep. That's it.
No, that's not good.
It's like I was watching it and I was like, this is gonna get good, and it's just like dull is the right adjective.
We're not.
It's like a film that they made and then decided they didn't want to make a point. It's just like it's kind of like if there was a camera on and it was just rolling, watching people's lives in a situation which was troublesome, but like I was expecting something along the lines of like The Martian or something. Hey Rowdy, thanks for coming in. Thanks for that.
Wasn't there an actual space one called The Stowaway where they had somebody who accidentally didn't properly stow away, who was like a maintenance person who got trapped, and so they run out of resources in order to be able to supply for them all?
The trap thing is ridiculous,
Probably.
man.
Did you watch Black Mirror, the new series?
I like the new series. I know we don't agree on the level of our interest in the new series, Buck, but yeah.
I know, but
Miles, do you watch Black Mirror?
No, I'm not really a fan.
Yeah, I know it's again that's a special grade.
I got a
of
friend of mine who really likes it, but he can't watch them like in one after the other because they're all so depressing.
Oh,
I have to have some space in between episodes.
That's fucking Rowdy. Rowdy was saying that as well. Like that Black Mirror just depresses him too much. For me, you know, that was Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx, because we had just gone into like proper lockdown and all that stuff. It was like it was a great time to get premium VR out. But then you step into this world and you're like, wow, this world sucks. Like everything's bad. And it wasn't like, for some reason, the other Gordon Freeman spectacles like Half-Life 1, 2, Episode 1 there was a little bit of levity to them. I don't know why, if it was the lighting or what. I mean, Ravenholm was terrifying, right? But aside from that, everything else just felt like a shooter, like a normal shooter, sci-fi premise, right? But Half-Life Alyx, from the moment you see those head crabs, the way that they're that like off-color flour sack of death. They're just horrible. They're big. They're like
Yeah, but
they're not a cheeseburger.
That's the VR thing. You're
Yeah.
in exactly the same world. It's just that's the addition of VR, isn't it?
Oh, it's really, yeah, it's something else. Oh, this one's trying to escape, I think. You trying to escape, little one? Where are you going? Oh, having a little bit of a rest there. It is so funny watching puppies. Yeah. For people just joining us now, this is our 2 dogs resting. Kesha was pregnant and had 11 puppies in her, and only one made it. And we're hoping that this one survives. All the others died in the body. Kesha had major surgery, totally emptied out, and yesterday was on IVs and all that, was reunited with the puppy, came home. She's on antibiotics now. And we're worried that the puppy might, I don't know, have something in the system from when she was in the mom, or the heavy antibiotics would affect her system. So yeah, stress is not gone yet, but wanted to share our dogs well we can, and we've got them, and we can celebrate it. And if we lose 1 or 2 of them, then at least we've got this to look back on and enjoy it. So yeah, it was a
I'll
really...
tell you what film did surprise me on how entertaining it was to what I thought it was going to be, was the new Dungeons and Dragons movie. That is actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really good fun.
Like
it knows what it is.
Yep.
It doesn't take itself too seriously. It moves along at a fun pace, and it's just really.
Is it
good
like?
fun.
Is it like the remake Jumanji with Kevin Hart?
No, it's not. No, it's not like that at all.
No, but what I
it's
meant,
in that world.
like, because that was a reboot of an original, or a remake. Remake? How would you call
It's a sequel, actually. Jumanji.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is a sequel. But like, I thought it was entertaining enough for a watch. I wouldn't watch it again. So this one, the D&D one.
No, this one I'd watch it again. It's really good.
Wow. Okay.
I was not expecting anything from it at all.
Yeah, it looks shit from the
Dungeons and Dragons movies.
Looks totally
have been
passable.
dreadful.
Looks totally passable from the
It's not passable. It's really good. It's
I will watch it.
Really entertaining. It's really funny. It has some really nice touches, and you get the feeling that you do when you play Dungeons and Dragons. Like, oh, you can see this is a group of people trying to figure something out together. This is really cool. Yeah, it's really good.
Well,
it's really good.
And it's been a long time since I played.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good.
Rowdy's
Solid
agreeing
story. Yeah, exactly. Rowdy's agreeing with me because he's also a man of discerning taste.
Yeah, he doesn't like you very much, he told me. So
yeah, that's fine. That's right. I didn't say discerning taste in films anyway. I mean, he's on a podcast with you, so that says everything he knows about people.
It wasn't this weekend. Fucking lazy asshole took off and just went into a chair
maybe
with
he's
a martini.
getting some sense of self-worth then. It's good.
I am glad we put a cast on. I didn't think I was going to be able to manage it. We were balancing so much that there was no sleep in either me or Karen. Like it was mad for 36 hours. Like we were trading 2 hours of sleep, It's like when you have your first kid and you care about everything and you're trying not to kill the kid, which changes when your second and third come, and then all you're trying to do is kill the kid, and the kid's like, please, Mom, Dad, don't. Things just, things change. And you're like, I love them. Love having kids.
I was the third kid of the family.
You were the third kid?
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely tried to kill you, so. Yep, 100%.
They're like 15 minutes later came the fourth kid.
They're like, here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Twins. Yeah. I still have never seen photos or anything. You got to clue me in when you come over.
Really?
He ate that one.
Don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen a photo side by side or anything like that.
Oh, no, not really side by side, but
even
probably I would have shown you like a WhatsApp picture.
Maybe. My memory is like a sieve, so.
Night, Rowdy.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he's going off to sleep.
Okay. Good night, Rama.
And to be fair, I'll probably be going.
He's going to sleep?
Midnight.
Oh, right. That's 7. Oh, right. He's in Europe, I think, at the moment. He's at 1. It's 1 a.m. for him. Good night, Rowdy. Sleep well. He's bouncing all over the place. It's great.
I kind of miss that a bit.
Yeah, you liked that?
Yeah.
But I can see that, Buck, now. Like, I mean, I really did. I really, really, something clicked for me when Karen was away for like 10, 12 days or whatever. And I was like, right. Because I've been surrounded by noise and people and stuff and things and events and like just constant
responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility for like I guess since Karen and I got together, right? And so this was the first time in a like 15 to 20 years since like where I was just literally properly on my own, bachelor, like no one living with me, just me and my thoughts. And see you subs. Thanks again for tuning in and your messages earlier. I've really appreciated what people have said. You put those posts out, which is kind of a little bit of an open heart moment, but you just do it to kind of share with people. But the kind of wave of support that you get back in this community in particular, like particularly the VR people that I know, it's very touching. It's like, and so quickly. And the thing is, I look at it, and I'm one of those people who, if someone says, "Hey, my cat died" or something or whatever, like I'll probably put a like on it, but I'll struggle for the right words. And the right thing to do is to respond timely and say something meaningful, and it doesn't have to be long or whatever, but just like say something. And I struggle sometimes, and I'll sit there and I'll be like flipping back and forth and overthinking it and trying to find the right statement, and then sometimes just moving on, and that's, I kind of strive to be that person who can just very easily ping pong a message back in that situation. I'm much more likely to go into DMs and write a four-page essay of support. That's more my way. I'm more of a one-to-one person rather than...
Can confirm people have received these DMs.
Although I'm trying to be more succinct these days. So.
And for the small price of $6.99 a month, you too can see these DMs.
Hey!
No, I wouldn't do that.
Those pictures were just for you, Buck.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't show them to anyone, Jesus.
Oh, hey now. That's funny. Oh, so Synapse, you really enjoyed.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm still popping it on. It's a nice thing as well because it's kind of like one run could take you like 20 minutes, half an hour. So it's like if you just want to drop in and drop out, it's fine.
That's good because like just pick up the headset, do a bit when you have the energy, and then drop back and watch a film or something like that. Right?
Yeah. So you can go in, blast away, throw things around, unlock different things as you go. Because you've obviously got the permanent unlocks and unlocks within the missions.
Your just rimming is going through my head while Kesha's going to town on the pup, and I can't. It was too good. It's too good.
Who says that?
What? No, you. So,
right.
Kesha is going to town licking up the little dog's butt. And you had said just rimming earlier.
Yeah.
And so the two were like in my head. And the thing is, I set the Twitch...
This
channel.
Is Pavlov's dog's conditioning that I've set up now, is it?
I set the Twitch channel as just chatting, so it fits perfectly that you said the just rimming thing, and it's hilarious. So sorry I interrupted you there, but I couldn't help it. My brain was filled with rimming. It was.
It's fine. Again, those photos, $6.99 a month. No, it's just, you've got the stuff that you've unlocked for every run and stays unlocked, and then you've got stuff that you unlock as you do a run that you don't get next time. No, it's good. It's just really good fun. It's fun, and that's what I want from a game. We've had this conversation many times before. I don't need it to change my worldview. I just need it to be fun.
Sorry, I'm putting the Kesha "I just got boned" face on stream.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It really is. If you look at her face,
really
it's like,
is.
It's like,
hell yeah.
I'm a naughty girl. That's what that is. And then Humber's back there.
And then his face is like, I've just been used.
It looks it. It looks it. It totally looks it. He looks like he's like that, teenage kid who just went his first time. I think this was before the act.
I don't understand. I need an adult.
The very best part of this, and I have to say this out of all respect for the dad, He's a young, strapping young lad, right? Strapping young pup, year and a half old. But at one point, he came over to our big shaggy carpet, and he licked himself off, and
Oh, nice.
he until he was like, he was out there, and he was
Here comes the lipstick.
he was jumping up and down or something. I can't remember how he did it, but he wasn't touching himself, but he was jumping. Oh no, his legs were doing the humping action.
Oh, okay.
And he just came all over the place. And it was like we're watching this like it was me and the
Is
kids
that like his interview or
on the
something?
couch. Yeah, it was totally couch casting, and we were just watching him, and I'm like bursting out laughing. And Jade's like, "Dad, what's happening?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's having the time of his life." It was
Nice. Good.
as I said, every part of this has been a lesson for us, or the kids, or the dog. It's been good. It's been a good run. And with that, I don't know. Maybe that's a good time to stop the stream here and let him rest. It looks like these pups have decided to go off camera anyway, all rested and nestled in there. But it's been a fun little experiment, and I appreciate you guys popping on.
All right.
Yeah.
No worries.
You
I'll
weren't?
just take a
Oh
break
no!
from finalising the last bit of travel arrangements.
Oh, that's good.
Damn,
And
that dog's just jizzing everywhere.
Karen said you weren't there when he did it on the neighbor's front yard. Can you and that's? I was so nervous about
To
that.
be fair, when we were teenagers, it's the same thing.
Bucks
isn't
like
it?
I did. I just on the neighbor's front yard. Yes, yeah, why not? No, there was a
I've
really
done it twice since being on the stream.
anytime I say the word rimming, Buck just takes it too far. But no, like Karen's what was it? Oh, there was just funny joke. It's gone now. Forgot. Sorry, my brain is all screwy. Hey, Michael. We're here. Oh, there's a bit of pup view, a little bit. I'm gonna try something here. Oi, Kesha! Oi, Kesha, you gotta move. Oi, hey, what's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me there? Kesh, you're just filtering me out. Don't filter me out.
I think Mama has better things to worry about.
Oh my
now.
God, it's such the little head and the tail and the. Oh my Lord!
There you go.
Just doing little push-ups. Oh, that's the little tail is what gets me, man. That tail is so adorable. Oh, let me move this over a little. Touch up. Not that far. These remote cameras are really difficult, but yeah, don't squash her, Kesha.
She's fine.
Oh no. Back to just
It's gonna be a Korean cooking stream later.
can't watch. Oh boy. The
Or
good-
at least the viewers would know what to expect.
This is yeah, exactly. It's nice though. And I'm so very happy to have the two pups. I imagine a future, and I hope we get there, where I've got Kesha as a more mature, kind of old female dog, and her little daughter who gets to trot alongside us as we walk around the neighborhood. That'd be really awesome. That would be really good. I hope we get there. Man, I swear, like as a little thing, you get nuzzled around a lot. Like I'm gonna punch you around like this.
Well, that's why they have in the wild the parents who'd pick up the pups by the scruff of the neck and everything.
Oh yeah, I see. That's the thing. I haven't seen that yet. Is the scruff of the neck thing? So I don't know if that treatment is in this breed of dog or. I mean, I've learned so much, but the fact that it's 60 days from doggy sex to pack of 10 puppies, like, holy cow! You know what I mean? That's like,
Yeah.
that is not long. That is 2 months. And that's a lot of mouths to feed. And yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun just seeing the little pups and all this kind of stuff. So Mize, you're really hell bent on you're gonna bring your laptop and Quest and it, like you're coming with hardware.
Yeah.
Mad,
I
man.
have the space in my suitcase, so why not? It was just the issue of trying to get the insurance for the laptop sorted out,
Yeah.
just in case.
Be careful on that weight because they will sting you.
On the weight, yeah.
Yeah.
I had, oh my God,
Oh.
I had that coming out of Dublin or something, and it was,
It's not whether it fits; it's how much it all weighs.
yeah.
Well, I'm keeping it in the what's it called?
Overhead?
The carry-on instead of the laptop bag.
Yeah, the weight matters there too. It's like it's not,
Yeah.
what is it? It's not a lot. And if you're bringing a big, yeah, you like big laptops. I like big laptops, and I cannot lie. That's Mize.
Yeah.
Just check the weight, and it's different for different airlines as well. So you need to check that.
This laptop has 7 power supplies, did you say?
No, this one is down to just the one.
That's,
It is powered by the heart of a star that is denser than.
yeah.
There's no weight limit for carry-on. It just has to be light enough for me to store in the upper luggage compartment.
What was it we were playing at the barbecue on your laptop? Was it Mortal Kombat or something? I can't remember. There was something you...
Yes, we have in the past.
Yeah.
That was like the early years when I still bought the laptop. After the first year or so, I stopped doing it because there's no point.
Yeah. But like,
That's years, maybe.
dude, I can't wait to show you our couch, because finally, after so many years, it vibrates to all hell, and it is so fun to like play stuff on, or I mean, it's not like jumping, it's not like a Latino thing, but
You see, I managed to pick up Drop Mix.
yeah. That seems fun. How many cards are
Pretty
there?
good.
Like, how many tracks? It's like,
There's 60 in the box.
that's good.
You can get other packs as well, but you know that'll be eBay stuff.
I was gonna say,
But
good luck
the minute-
sorting that. That's
Well, Doc has found himself one on eBay.
Has he as well? I
He was
saw-
like, oh yeah.
he's such a
He saw
collector
it
though,
and was
man.
like, yeah, I want one of them. So,
I swear, like, how big? Have you been to Doc's place? Like, he must have
No.
stuff stored in stacks, because he, like, anytime he sees tech that he likes the idea of, he goes and
Oh,
gets
yeah,
it.
it just goes and gets it.
He's
yeah.
like such an
I know.
impulse buyer guy. He's like,
Oh, don't! He convinced me to buy a 3D printer this week as well. So.
did he? Oh well, 3D printer's pretty good. You're doing a little bit of shopping for yourself this summer, aren't you? You're like, if I can't go anywhere, feck it, I'm gonna. Or did you plan any other trips or anything like that?
No, I've got no trips at the moment. And car's still off the road at the minute. That should be in the garage on Thursday. So
Okay.
that car's been off the road for a month
That must hurt.
and not having. It's not great.
Yeah.
Especially when the weather's been nice. But
Oh,
again, that's why I've been
yeah.
using the bike a lot more, which is a good thing. So yeah, Drop Mix was like 20 quid. It's not exactly breaking the bank.
No, that's great.
So-
Is that shipped?
Yeah.
Or is that?
Yeah,
Wow. No, that's amazing.
just a second-hand one. So I was like, might not work, but yeah, it worked. Had a little bit of trouble getting the APK for the app because it's not on the App Store anymore.
Well, that'll be they
Or the
probably
Play
like
Store.
yeah, I couldn't. So like, how did you find it on a forum somewhere? Or I'm curious how you solved that
No,
problem.
there's a wonderful on Android. There's an app called APK Pure, and it will go and find those APKs for you.
Damn, dude,
so
nice
we use
sourcing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like-
It's really good. So I managed to get that, but it still has a server that it needs to connect to. So they're keeping the actual back end up and running because
It
you
do-
register your cards on an account and everything, so you know it knows what cards you have. And stuff.
Harmonix
But
is good, though.
I was just very clever in the way that it works. I was very impressed.
Well, I can't
And the fact that
remember.
on the app you can save the remix. So the way it works is you have a board, and the board has 5 slots on it, and they're different colors. And each card is a different color as well, and they're the same. So you've got like blue, red, green, and yellow.
Yep.
And basically, the yellow ones will be like a bass line of a thing. The one will be the drums from a thing. One will be the rhythm guitar. And one will be the vocals. And all the cards are basically NFCs inside.
NFC. Yeah. Okay.
So when you put them on the board,
I thought you were gonna say NFT. So that other people know. So an NFC, you mean so it's close contact. So like an RFID chip.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So when you put that on the board is connected to your phone or tablet, wherever you put the app, and it registered, oh, that's that one. I'll start playing that particular track. Yeah. And then you can just put the cards on top of each other as well, which I was surprised at. I thought you would have to take them off and put them on, but no, you can just put them on top.
You can put them on top of each other and...
Yeah.
Huh.
And it will change it to that one.
That's very smart.
Which I was like, that's really clever.
That means it's... Yeah, see, I would have thought that there would have been like a detection, almost like a, not bandwidth limit, but a signal limit. No. Like I can only handshake with one.
Yeah. Well, I managed to put all 60 cards on it and it carried on working.
Really?
And I was like, that's impressive.
That really is. I mean, I suppose it makes sense to me because I remember back in the day having 2 cards in the wallet and touch the tube or whatever network. Oh boy, the pup's going for a ride. Oh, it's town time. Look at this. Oh boy.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good, Mama. Hey, Karen, you need to lick me like this, son. This is great. This is amazing.
But yeah, just for playing around with it, and the fact on the app you can actually save a video of your mixes, I thought was a nice little addition.
I like that as well because then you can, I mean, that's smart for them because it's show off to your friends, so they buy one too.
Yeah. Which is why Doc bought one, because I put it on Twitter.
I don't understand why people who market their games don't try to hit the word-of-mouth viral marketing more. Like the thing that I remember StarCraft doing back in the day was being able to spawn multiplayer copies at your friend's house. So you could install it, then play it over your age-old clunkety modem, and you could spawn... So those discs made rounds at school like hotcakes. They went around like literally in a week. We went from 1 to 6 players and we're playing every night. And everyone was playing StarCraft, you know? And it was all off one dude's disc. But then in the end, you're like, I kind of want to get my own. And then so you end up, you go out, you save up your money or whatever, and you buy it.
Well, that's what
so smart.
Walkabout Golf does with their download packs, don't they? As long as you own the download pack, if you're hosting, everyone else can play it. That's
always smart. The fact that you and the people playing both need to buy the DLC is stupid in any game where they have that configuration. I'll tell you the one thing I'm mad about, though, DLC-wise. Golf Plus DLC. The tracks cost like $15 for one
tracks,
course.
You say. Interesting.
Whatever, golf. What do you call it?
Courses.
Greens? Courses? Okay.
Horses.
Courses for horses. And golfing players.
And dinner. So.
And dinner. Courses for dinner. And uni. But no, I'm not going to pay 60 quid for 4 feckin' courses that look like...
the iRacing model.
Holy cow. But the thing is, I'm sure they price because of their audience. Like, people who play golf have money, you know?
Generally.
The one thing I have to say that is generally poor is VR tennis games. Like, there's
a new one coming for the PlayStation VR 2.
Yeah, Resolution's racket sport game. There's also there's an tennis
game.
On court is what you're talking about.
Thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tennis on court looks rubbish in my opinion.
To be fair, most of the stuff I saw in that perp thing,
I didn't think anything that was there for you. What about the horror one? No. Oh yeah, you're not a horror VR guy. I forgot.
No.
I still don't understand that to some degree. Wouldn't you try it? Like, or does it scare you?
Horror games in VR, I just don't like them.
It's not enjoyable.
No. Yeah. I play games for fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're like, I don't need more stress. Whereas I kind of lap the stress up. I'm like, num 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 num.
I'll watch a horror film, as you know. I'm quite happy to do that. But horror games, nope.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The thing I was going to say earlier was, Feckin' End Dreams. I don't know if you said something to them or whatever, Buck, but yeah, Jimmy sent me out a truckload of Synapse stuff. Like,
Oh, well, yeah, I may be getting that as well.
I hope you do.
The lamp looks really cool.
Yeah, the lamp is neat. The poster is
There's a hoodie, a t-shirt, a bag, there's
Right.
a poster.
I was like, Jesus Christ, did you give me like, are there going to be $20 bills in here?
Yeah, because they sent me I got the fracked one that they sent out. So I got the backpack and the hat and the cooler,
Yeah, because I know you're all buddy with those guys. So, and you've been going back and stuff, and that's good. But like,
Well, I've just been badgering them about Ghostbusters every 5 minutes, so it's fine.
literally, like, the bag shows up. I'm like, there's going to be cash in here. It looks like a cash bag. Like, and then the lamp is really cool.
I've seen the kit, and Jimmy's like, he goes, I need to check stock. He goes, but I definitely want to send you one. And I'm like, I was like, really, honestly, mate, you don't have to. And I think End Dreams, what they actually said to it, and actually Patrick got in touch as well, who's head of the studio.
Yeah.
And he just said, I was very surprised and impressed that you came back after 6 months just to show that off. And I was like, because you've done good work. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. No,
so that was nice.
That is nice. Well, fuck, you're that way, and it's not always about numbers. That's also a thing with devs that I've always noticed. It's the relationship side, and it's it's more of a, dare I say, like a quid pro quo. You help them, they help you, and it kind of goes that way. I remember walking up to End Dreams in their booth back in Rezzed, like way back when Dan the Action Man was their community manager. That's like 2 community managers back now, not the guy who's running and jogging, and not the fella before him. But like back when they launched the Assembly, and there were just some really nice titles, but they've gotten so established. They're such a big studio.
It's like with Jimmy, who's the community manager for End Dreams. He streams. He does little bits and that.
Does he?
He does flat screen stuff. He doesn't do VR stuff.
Fair enough.
And he did a really nice video he put together about why Killzone should come back for PSVR 2. It's really, really insightful little piece he did. And after you put it out, I got in touch and was having a chat. And I was like, we can clean your stream up a lot. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. So I literally on Discord, and I just talked him through and cleaned his whole setup. And he was like, God, that sounds so much better. That looks so much better. So it's cool. I said, look, I've been through this pain, mate. So help, there you go.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he was really grateful.
Well, that's a really nice thing to do, even if it's 1-to-1 or if it's created in a video. But like helping people not have to go through the same nonsense that you've gone through. The best example I have from my back catalog is the fucking stupid 2 years, literally 2 years, that I spent not knowing that the black window that comes up when you had Oculus Mirror, you could click on, and the bar would come down, and then you could get to motion smoothing. And for years, I mean, I'm one of those guys, I'm really, really pig-headed and stubborn about this, right? I generally don't ask for help, and I generally, unless someone pushes it, I generally say no, or... So, Mike and Nathan both were using smoothing and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not asking them. I'm going to find out for myself when it matters. And I could have just been like, hey guys, how do you do that trick? But, yep, 2 years.
To be fair, I think that's another reason why I stopped is kind of from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
I can just do it now. There's nothing else for me to learn on that end of how to make it look good and sound good. I can do that. And I think that was one of the things that really drove me as well, because I was always like, what can I do that's a bit different? What can I do that? And I was for a while the live guy, wasn't I? I was the one who could put a good live stream together and that sort of stuff. And then, and now it's kind of like, there's not much else. There's nothing that's a real challenge, I think, is what it is.
That's how I am with relationships, actually. It's really funny. But, if I work you out completely and, we get to a plateau and I understand you and you understand me and all that, and then I'm like, I usually find somebody else. Which is great, because I still haven't worked Karen out. Or you, Buck. It's like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's true.
But No, that's
Yeah,
just.
but
that's
no,
just the way
I
it
think
is.
I think that was my kind of main driver, and then again, then it became more about okay, what is worth streaming, as in game wise, and again, like I say, there wasn't much for me.
Oh, good. Oh, hey, look who it is.
Hey.
Hey.
I can't really stay because there's drama upstairs.
No, just smile. Smile and wave.
Hello,
Hey.
Karen.
It's not really a smile.
She can't hear me, can she?
Drama? She can't hear you. That's right. Buck said hi.
No.
Okay. Hi, Buck.
With the kids?
Hello.
Yeah, Jade and
Right.
food things.
Okay. Well, good luck.
That's what wanted me.
I figured it didn't look like yours, so. Thank you. You know, is it beef or pork or what is it? Human? Human meat? I'm telling you, Canada, we have the best neighbors. Neighbor next door, she's like, hey, I've got a frozen lasagna. You guys look stressed because of the whole puppy thing? They just lost their dog last year. And was like, here's the lasagna. I mean, it was a heavy lasagna, like big. And I was like, damn, these are the neighbors who we are at war with in a friendly way. Like, keep up with the Joneses on gratuity. And it's like, we're not winning. We're not winning. And it's like they sent like 3/4 of a chocolate fudge cake or something that was left over from a party, and it was fucking good. It was a good cake. And now they sent lasagna, so I'm gonna eat that.
Lovely. Well, you enjoy your lasagna. I'm going to bounce because it's midnight now.
Sounds
In
good.
the morning.
Thanks,
So,
Mr.
I'm pleased that it's gone so far this way as much as it could.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, thank you.
That's good,
I
but,
appreciate you got a heart for animals, man. I felt that in your messages, and it's
Yeah, I know. That's cool. But like I say, keep me updated on the back end, and if you need anything, you know where I am. All right.
Thank you, B. Thanks for the film
All right, man.
recommendations
You take
too.
care.
I'm gonna do those tonight.
No problem. Cool. All right.
Cheers, man.
See you later. Bye,
Oh.
chat.
Everybody say goodbye to Buck. He's the guy who gave us the wonderful saying of just rimming. The title of tonight's stream. It's poor. All right. Looks like the dog is maybe done with showing us puppy. So it's not a bad time to call it. Mize, did you take off already? Or are you still here?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's all good. I'm trying to think in terms of your trip out, if there was anything else. No, I think we sorted all the border stuff. You got the app, so should be good.
Yeah, I
Should be
did
fun.
the ETA thing ages back. That's assigned to the passport. Got the airline app for details and situation updates. Got the Canada app and preparing for that pre-registration stuff. Got my hotel booking for the night, and I was just looking at train prices, and it's like £114 for return, or about like 70 to 80 pounds just to get down to London. I was
really?
just thinking, wow, that's a bit pricier than I last expected. it to
That
be.
should be. You know, you can get a driver. There's a company I hired out of London when I went down for the during COVID. We hired a driver from Scotland all the way down, like almost like a private car type thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't very expensive. But so train, I guess, is your best option. The thing is, and you're flying out of Gatwick, right?
Yes.
It's a bit out there, you know, like that. Gatwick is always a little bit tough and stuff, but anyway, thinking quick message there. Hey Mish, thanks very much. I appreciate it. We've been enjoying pup time here. Now, this angle isn't the best, but thank you very much for sending the love and vibes. We're trying to both share and record and just enjoy, really. Celebrate the fact that they're both with us at the moment. We don't know how long they'll both last. I've got very good hopes for Kesha. I've usually got a pretty good beat on that dog because she and I, she sleeps in my bed. Like, she's one of those dogs. Like, she'll sleep behind my legs every night since she was a puppy, and I take her out every day, and you know, we're like joined at the hip, me and her. Absolutely love this girl. And so, and the new little pup, like puppies do, they get into your heart and they don't go away, like a little larpy or something, like latched on. So I really, really hope, fingers, toes crossed, that it manages it. But that's the one I'm worried about for sure. We haven't named her yet, and I think that's probably more a safety thing than anything else, is just to, you know, make sure that we can feel okay about stuff. We'll see which way that goes. So, but I appreciate everyone giving messages and stuff. And yeah, looking forward to, we'll have to sort this place up nice, fire hose, and tidy it up before you get here. One thing, we've got like a stack of moving boxes. I'm trying to get it out of the space. But here, that should sell pretty quick. So I'm going to advertise that this week, hopefully, and get it away. And we've got a nice big, well, we've got a few different sleeping areas. You get your choice because there's nobody else coming this year. So
I was going to ask for things like, what do I need? Like, should I bring like, we'll get like any like pillows or anything else to?
no, I don't travel internationally with that stuff, man. We've got
if I was to do anything, it'd be to get it just
beds.
shipped or bought.
We've got beds, pillows, sheets. Man, you know how many tents we have now? Karen's dad came up and gave us extra tents. We have to set them up and make it pretend like there's a whole crowd of people here. I might be tempted to sleep outdoors. We'll see if I will, but that's another option. But I would say indoors. We've got two nice places. Basement's nice if it's nice and cool in the basement. That's where Buck stayed when we had him over. And then upstairs we've got the rumble couch, which turns into a rumble bed. Ooh, kinky. Don't even have to put a quarter in. But yeah, we watched on that couch we watched Dune, the movie, and man, the subtrack with that film is feckin' nice. So, as I said, it'll be good to do active days and then days off. But Toronto's really nice, actually, and getting in is super easy. It's just, we'll grab an Uber or something to the station, and then just the train in takes about, an hour or something, and then it's all good. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Done for more and more real as time gets closer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I kind of want and need the break. I've just been working and focusing on various things. And the next thing, probably after you're gone, my next focus is permanent residency. That's my next mission. And the first thing I have to do is in August or September, go take an English exam. So I have to study hard. Grammar, adverbs, all that stuff again.
Wait, why'd you have to take it?
Everyone coming into Canada has to take an English exam. Right now I flew in on a temporary visa, so I didn't have to. I skirted that. But I will have to take an English exam. And I will laugh hysterically if I fail.
Yeah. I'm a native speaking English person. I've been doing it all my life.
It's I can speak. I'm going to be very American here for a second. I can speak American. I can speak Caribbean. I can speak Irish, Northern Irish, English, and Scottish. Fuck Welsh, because no one can speak that language. But, yeah. It's I understand all their dialects, all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to get bested by some fucking Indian dude who's, been studying how to beat the test. Oh, we got Pup again. Oh, gotta bring her back up. That blanket is in a really poor place. Nah, we've got you sorted, man. We're gonna have a blast. Promise.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really good. And as I said, mostly Ken will probably hang home most of the time, or we'll trade off or something. We'll do something to be fair because she needs the break as much as anybody. But
Sure.
there's some really fun places in town, and I might grab some of my in-town VR buddies and pull them out for the night, so we have a little bit more action going on, some more people and stuff. There's a cool place called Free Play in downtown Toronto, which is really nice, and there's a bunch of game cabinets and stuff, and nice, like they got alcohol, but nice food and stuff. Like here, they've got like fried pickles, and of course poutine. Have you heard of beaver tail?
No.
Beaver tail is. You remember Karen's waffles? It's a bit like.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that, but it's like an overload of like cinnamon and sugar in like the shape of like a beaver tail, but it's like pastry and then could be toppings like walnuts or maple syrup, or it's a proper dessert. It's like a plated dessert, basically. Beaver tail.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in answer to your previous question about whether or not I considered hired cars or taxis, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
If I could drive, it might be cheaper. But since I can't drive, if I had to get a taxi or anything like that, it's just the cheapest I found. It was like 600.
Oh, from like a hired. Try. I'll hit you up with the name of a place. I mean, the same thing is true on this side. Look, because there's only one of you coming. I'm happy to take the. It's probably like what's a car trip to the airport? It's you're a lot further away from me than it was in Edinburgh, but we'll work that out. One of two ways to do that, really.
Wait, what?
Send me your details in terms of when you are landing and taking off and stuff, so we can organize if I'm picking you up or if getting a cab from there. Either way is fine. So
Yeah, I think. Hold on, so I have to bring up the details now. I've mostly just been having my mind around just getting to the airport rather on the way back. I should be getting at 3:40 p.m.
3:40.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's a good.
but I'll send you all the flight details and everything, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I'm still like you're gonna get a train down. It's just irritating that there's some strike action, but not a proper strike action. Some weird strike action, but some things say, "Oh, this could be unreliable," but "Oh, this is the sure type stuff." But there could be last minute cancellations. So I'm just like, But I think on this way also, where I'm living right now, my apartment, it's right above a train station almost.
Oh boy.
So not that the train station is all underground, so don't hear.
Oh,
anything
that's good.
like that. So, but I need to get to the main city train station, which is one stop away, or get a taxi to there, whatever's going to be easier, and then get the train from there. 3 changes is about as minimum as I can get it, but the timing gets me in at about 10 p.m. Down to the airport.
You were smart. To get because you're staying over in London, right? You said.
Yes, and I'm aiming to stay right next to the airport pretty much because I just thought, feck it, because there's strike actions going on Saturday.
Oh no.
For trains, so I'm staying right next to the airport, so I can literally just walk across an airway type walkway type thing. I say that it's just basically like a.
We did exactly the same. We did exactly the same because we had the same thing. Like, I tell you, that strike action stuff happens so frequently in the UK. It's crazy.
Well, I think it's even more so now since after COVID, or because of COVID, they became more strikeable.
Fair enough. People in general are more, fed up with stuff. They're just like a lot of people are just like, I'm done with screwing around. Like, I know what I want to do. Yeah, some people have realized. The thing that I haven't heard much about from close friends, relatives, that kind of thing, is I was really curious about the juicy details of like who broke up, who hates their children, like all the stuff that I guess nobody says. But if you have to be quarantined with your kids and you normally ship them off to school and you don't have to put up with them, and you get shoved into what we live day in, day out, which is you are in contact with your kids pretty much the entire day. it can be a really, hard thing for some people, and I'm sure they went through that. So it's like, what life changes did you make after that? Or once you were working from home, and then you go back to the office, and you're like, oh God, this noisy, smelly coworker of mine, like, that's it, I'm changing jobs, right? It's like, that's not worth this anymore.
Well, I can tell you, I had some life changes because of it. I really liked working from home, but the downside was the fact that my brother just came back to live in the house,
Yep.
which we shared ownership of, just before COVID hit, or just around when it was first starting to kick off. And one or the other, I can't remember precisely. I think possibly just before it hit. And we had issues of just both of us living together and having so much extra contact, and him with both of us spending the time at home. As when we used to live together in an apartment, he'd be working most of the time, I'd be working most of the other time, stuff. So it wasn't usually an issue. We still had the odd occasional arguments, but we just had more arguments, and they just became more ridiculous type stuff.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, you become that happened to me when the first summer I was with Karen. Karen looks like she's stealing the puppy. What's happening on screen is she is weighing the puppy to make sure that the weight. Kesha's like, "What are you doing with my dog? Hey!" She's just trying to weigh her, basically, so that she knows she's growing at the right rate, and we don't have to be worried. That type of thing, right? Don't worry, Mize. When you come out, we'll weigh you too, and I'll ask Karen to get the scale.
I'll break the scales.
Like, we weigh you before the barbecue and after the barbecue. That's how it works. I need to weigh myself too. Like, oh shit, man. I don't know what it was about this Christmas. Like the last winter, I was just eating for the sake of eating, and it was like, oh man, like now I feel like I'm getting myself back to where I want to be, but I literally got to the point where I was like, shit, my pants don't feel right anymore, and all that kind of stuff. And
oh, don't get me wrong, I'm the same thing. I've gone up like a size at least.
Yeah.
And it's been mostly just since I moved out from the house, because with the house had much more cooking options available. And in the apartment that me and my brother shared for about a year or so, just over a year after we moved out from the house, it wasn't too bad, but it was still a bit more limited. And then the present apartment I'm in right now, no oven. So I could get myself an air dryer.
Wow.
Yeah. So I could get myself an air dryer, but it's just, especially when I first started in, because the ventilation system was freaking naff. If I get too much smoke, or any smoke really, which comes around, it could set off the whole entire building's fire alarm because of how stupid the whole thing is.
1 second. Karen, try again. We can't see the puppy. She's like trying to angle it. Anyway, yeah.
It's been crazy for that, and then especially when before the ventilation was fixed. I mean, even now. The humidity was usually pretty high, so if you were to make pasta, the humidity would jump up to like 90% plus. So you'd be standing there making pasta, just dripping in moisture. So a lot of it's just basically been since I've moved into this apartment. I get a bit of takeaway if I'm working at home, or I have like microwavable or stuff which I don't have to cook. And that's what's been most of my meals. So I've not been eating as healthy as I would like to eat. Whereas before, I cook like cod, haddock, or things like that in the oven. I'd have that with other different things. I have all different kinds of meals. And now most of the time I'm getting these like microwave pasta meals or something. So.
Oh, look at that little thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to sleep. And Kesha's like, nope, guess what? It's time.
Yeah.
That's really funny. So Mama Bear puts in a water bowl, and Kesha's like, oh, that reminds me. I need to do my favorite pastime. This is mad. But I know what that's like, where you're like stuck in the cycle of food that tastes good and is good in short term, but like long term, you're like, this is not the regular thing that I want to be eating.
No.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, you have to kind of change that by configuration, by design. Uh-oh, Kesha's gonna rip the place up again. I can tell. She's gonna go to town. Here it comes. Oh yeah, she did. Oh, Kesha, she's a home wrecker. She's like, that's it. End of stream. That's what that is. Amazing. Oh, it's so fucking funny, dude. It's so funny. She's hilarious. I love that dog so much because she, like, our couch. You've seen our couch. It's more fucking, what do you call it? Not a couch, but
Like a foldable out one, futon.
a futon.
almost like
Futon. Yeah, futon. So it's a futon essentially with an open back. We did that on purpose so I could get the shakers put into the back, and then we didn't use it for 4 years, or I couldn't find an amp. Oh my god, it's a little sleepy puppy. That's so cute. Oh, that's nice. Fucking dog, huge. No, we're getting some dog action just on the north of the screen. It looks, if there was an AI looking at this, it would be like, whoa, 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 what is this, grandma porn? It's like, no, that's just a old pregnant dog. Sorry, I'll stop. I'll stop.
Do I have to worry about flies?
Oh, here it goes again! She's doing it! Just attacking it. That's fucking hilarious. Worry about flies? No. We have mosquitoes after like 6 o'clock, I would say.
No.
But that's outside. And we generally just take the hit. We just get bitten. I don't know what the hell's going on. I see Kesha's eye.
I'm usually quite mosquito prone.
I am too. Yeah, it's the Italian blood, man. Holy shit, that's some scary ass teeth. Fucking hell, look at that. What is this stream, man?
Yeah.
Fuck. Look at that. Those things would just tear through you. Uh-oh.
I mean, I spent like a week or so visiting my dad years back when I was still talking to my parents and all.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm not sure what period it was, but I must have ended up being bitten like 40 times overnight.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, interesting experience it should be.
That's... I think Kesha's, or Karen's trying to make something. See? Aw. It's kind of a... This is starting to get to like the creepy ghost hunter vibe, you know? With the infrared camera. I could put an IR illuminator in there to light up the whole box, because I have that for quest purposes, which is really handy. It's like a little unit, and it just does that, but... Jeez, that's so fucking... What's that?
Did the dogs see?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they can see infrared. Dogs' eyes aren't as good as human eyes in terms of the spectrum, actually. Their listening, however, I mean, their hearing is great, right?
Yeah. I just thought they had decent night vision.
They might have better low light. Oh, so like it's probably not pitch black in there, but the camera has switched to nighttime mode because there isn't enough light for the color lens to get a good shot. I mean, these are basically baby cams, you know, that we're using. But they're really helpful to have. Oh, hi, Kesha. How's it going?
Basically need to get some Australian fans or something who can then be at a completely different time zone, but so that way you could get people to just watch over it 24/7. You could sleep properly.
Yeah. No, like I like, and they just would like you'd have your number on screen and they'd ring you, right? Like if needed.
Well, I'd probably be more thinking of people you actually know a bit more, just to ask them if they can keep it in the background just in case.
Yeah, but how would they get in touch with you? Like if something happened, like if Kesha rolls on the puppy, right? And
oh no, that's what I mean. Yeah, but that's what I was more suggesting. It'd be like people who you knew
personally, right?
Or like some of us who go to the barbecue thing rather than the random strangers, because you wouldn't want to give your phone number out just to the world wide web.
No one's, like, oh, look, well, it's time again.
The
It's
fishing pole's
time.
out.
Oh God. The thing is, I think her intuition or whatever, her need to lick the puppy is kicking in even more than normal because she's got the one.
Yeah.
But
I mean, unless it's just that she smells it enough and it's just doing like almost like a rat and just continuously leaking slightly.
yeah, could be. At this age, I'm trying to see if I can reorient the camera here. But this has been cool. Nice to have this. I did want to, and I set it up so that you'd be able to hear, but I don't know if the puppy's making any noises. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it is. I'll try to get the audio over.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause the music for a second, see if it picks up.
I mean, I was
Puppies.
saying it earlier in chat, but one of the things which I found out from when we had dogs was because when our bull mastiff, when she got the ovarian cysts, when they removed that, and that basically extended her lifespan, and it was known that if you either spayed them or whatever type stuff, that because they don't have the extra either organs or biological processes to have to engage in, it increases the longevity of the dogs.
What does? Sorry, I'm not following.
So basically, because the bull mastiff had to get her womb and ovaries removed because of the cysts and everything, that it's the equivalent of if they're spaded.
Yeah, I've heard
And
that.
if you spade an animal, they typically will live. Well, spade at least a dog. They'll typically live an extra year or two longer, depending upon the breed. And ours, I think, lived about age 11 or something.
Yep.
And the average life expectancy was something like 8, or 9 if spaded. So we were really quite surprised, but at least happy, because the bull mastiff was one of the biggest character type pets. The one which I have in my screensaver on my phone, with the little dentist stick or the yogurt
Wow.
pot.
Yeah, dogs are just a special thing, man. Like I still remember I had, we had this island mutt, and brought her to Ireland, and it was just wonderful having her. And then I was at school or whatever, and they had a vet come out, and the vet must have been quite insistent because they didn't wait for me to get there, even though that's what we agreed, that they would wait for me to come home from school. And so I come up the drive, and there's my 3 family members, kind of hovering over the dog. Obviously, it had just been put down, and that stayed with me. I was like, you couldn't wait? And they're like, I think now, like then I thought, Jesus, why did my parents do it so soon? But now I guarantee you it was just the vet had another appointment to get to, and it's like I'm just gonna have to do it. Sorry, And so I don't feel bad about it, like that. But
Why does it need to be put down?
she had cancer. She had cancer all over, and she was definitely in pain, and there was nothing they could really do for her. Is what I remember. Now I don't know. I haven't had that frank 20 years later conversation with my parents. If it's like, was it just too expensive, or because that's a reality. Just like this. I mean, we were really scared of the cost of this thing, and it still ended up being the cost of a car. You know what I mean? Like, but we weren't going to just let our dog die. We weren't going to, I mean, she was, when we started to realize what was going on and we knew it was an emergency, it was like, it doesn't matter. Like, we'll find a way. Just, we need to find this way through. So, I mean, that's the kind of behind the scenes side of it, right? And
Did you not have pet insurance, or
no,
is it just not covered by it?
it's very, it's quite pricey here. Like you'll have pet insurance and you'll pay $1,000 a year.
Oof.
So it's like we'll rather decide and so like we had something happen to Walter. He had this like cyst on his butt that grew big, and then I can't remember if it got bloody or what happened, something nasty. And then we had to get him treated, and it was, I don't know, 600 quid or something. And that's okay. That's still manageable, right? It's like, okay, we can take it. That's our rainy day fund type thing. But this was like, I mean, we were fully expecting it to be 5 digits. And it was like, oh my God. And we still don't know the full bill, but we think we've got most of it paid for. So, and you know, you're like, it's just part of life. It's just, as I said, it's kind of like a rainy day thing and all that. But
Shame that it even cost that much, or it's, I suppose, pets are luxury.
that's the thing, right? You're back into especially here, everything medical here is a fortune, right? Like even if I was to get my kids' teeth looked after, like a kid dental appointment would be like 250 Canadian dollars for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
I've heard it's cheaper than some of the places in America, where they could be like $600 or something.
Oh,
or
States is
more.
ridiculous. You might not know him. There's a guy called Tyrrell Wood who's an Italian VR content creator, and he had his appendix, I think, taken out in like Boston, and the bill from the hospital was like $75,000.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was very similar there's another guy called, sadly it's Bradley. He had an emergency op, and it was 120,000 or something. And it's like, that is gonna cripple you and be hanging over your head. And if you're paying interest on it, right? Like it's like you just took out a mortgage, like all of a sudden first. And so I know people were talking about save the NHS and stuff, but the UK health system, man, we loved it. We obviously used it. I used it for 3 kids. Like we didn't pay a dime above what our national insurance contributions are for the year, so your tax to the UK government, right? But we didn't pay a dime for the birth of our 3 kids and all the support that came from NHS as a result, including the call out of 2 ambulances for our 3rd kid, and a crew of like 6 people because there was an emergency. Didn't pay anything for any of that. And if you did that in the States, you just be a slave. That's it.
I think it's like 2,500-3,000 per ambulance call out. In the
Yeah.
States.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. Here in Canada, it's like 600 Canadian dollars, which is a lot less, but it's still like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. Not cheap. But I'm a little. I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm just gonna say this because I thought it right, but I am a little sad that we don't have a nice big litter of pups. Like I was really hoping. I'm certainly happy with what we've got, and if we stick with this, if this is where it ends, if this is the story end, I will be so happy. I'm over the moon happy because
Yes.
I did the 2 things I didn't want to have happen. I didn't want everybody to die, and I didn't want to trade. I didn't want to trade a puppy for the dog that I love. Like, it's kind of like what Karen and I used to say about kids. It's like if she had complications in labor, and was it mom or kid? Like the decision we always took was we're going to save the mom and scrap the kid because mom can try again or can hopefully try again, right? It's a little different situation when you've got kids who are older and you're like, what if I'm in a situation where I got to save one of them? Like we're drowning and I got to pick the one that I'm going to save and the other one might die, or like those situations are much harder. And particularly where it's self-sacrificial, where you're like, oh, is it me or is it the kid?
They were showing even like the films or TV shows with the family drama which goes on just because of those decisions, where often usually the kids don't forgive the other parent for taking that action, even if it's like, say, the parent who died to sacrifice themselves or whatever type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And the kid will still blame them for it, but it's like it's the parents' decision to prioritize the kids' lives often.
Oh my god, this camera. Maybe Karen's trying to control it at the same time. Yeah. And they don't understand. And this is the same thing. Like, I feel like clarity, you get that clarity maybe 15 or 20 years later, like after you first incur it. And I've had that with my parents a lot. Like, there's decisions that they made where I'm like, how could you possibly do that to me? You know, and then later you're like, oh, I get it. Now I'm in that situation. You know, you're like, it makes sense now. Or it doesn't seem so bananas. And I'll tell you what, being a parent, and like, I mean, there's times when you're like, you don't like yourself because you're like, oh man, you had to lay the law down, or you had to make a decision, or you had to drag someone through something they really didn't want to do. We try not to do that so much, but like, I remember taking Jade, who had a deathly fear, literally deathly fear of cameras, because she thought they were going to steal your soul, like North American Indian style. And we were taking her through Heathrow to get on a flight. I can't remember, but we were going to miss our plane if we didn't get past this junction. And we were standing there for like 45 minutes to the side so other families could go through or whatever. But then we had to, like, a pair of hospital porters, like, I grabbed a leg and an arm, and she grabbed a leg and an arm, and we forced our daughter into a position so that this stupid security camera could take her photo for, you know, Heathrow's security, which tracks you throughout the whole airport. And it's like she was like 4 or 5. And I'm like looking at the security guy. I'm like, dude, don't you deal with this all the time? Like, the hell? Do I have to force my kid? And he's like, you can't come through until I get a good, clear picture. Oof. Yeah. And so you're standing there, and she was screaming off the top of her lungs. And it was like we were trying to murder the child. Like, and you're there amongst how many families and other business travelers. And so there's the embarrassment factor, there's the guilt factor, there's the, am I scarring my child side? Like, the whole thing, right? And that's probably one of the worst situations that we've been in. But I'll remember that forever, you know, because that's like,
yeah.
But that's what being a parent's about. Like, sometimes you have to go through those tough situations, and you learn the character of the child. Like, Jade is like her mom. She's incredibly brave if you give her time to process. You have to, like, give her, like, take a dentist appointment, right? She went in for cavity work. I would have had to be held into the chair. Like, that's how I was when I was a kid. I was scared of needles and all that kind of stuff. She would sit there and think about it, or be scared and kind of like curled up in a ball type thing for like an hour. And after that, she'd be totally fine. And she'd sit there and she'd do it, and she'd come home and everything would be good. And that would never have happened for me for something that I was scared of. You know, I couldn't overcome it. And so I think that those are skills that for her, like, once you see it, then you're like, oh, we're in this situation. She's locking down. She just needs time. And it's difficult to communicate that, but like to family members in the past, like my mom is one of those, like, we're going, you know, like, it's like, we're going now kind of people. And Jade's like, I need my time before we go. And she's like, you're letting your daughter control you. And I was like, no, I understand how she works. And if I don't allow her this, then I'm communicating something very, very different, you know? And she's very compliant. I mean, we've got the kids doing all kinds of various, like, chores and things, because they're homeschool kids. So it's like, you're going to work for it. Like, you're gonna bloody work for it. Like, they feed the dogs, the cats, they do the laundry, they do the litter, they do the dishes twice a day, like loading and unloading, you know, all this kind of stuff. Indoor and outdoor chores, like, their days are a third chores, probably a third learning, and a third fun. It's like, and then we get to see their choices in that blossom, but it's such a different track to the way, like, I was educated, you know, so totally different. But we get to see things from them that are really surprising, and it gives them a unique angle on life, and they will have unique strengths and they'll have unique weaknesses, you know, in contrast to a standard education schooled kid. So,
yeah. Well, I definitely didn't do well with the standard education growing up for the most part, or more of it was like spits and spurts. I did okay, I think, in some of the early years of secondary school or high school,
Hmm.
and then struggled for like the rest of it. Then did well in university, but just like friendship and everything was a bit of a struggle. But it didn't help the fact that I went to the same school as my brother, and he basically used me as his stepping stool to
Oh.
become popular. So would like
Oh, so you
like
were
either
the Italian stallion, and then he came in and
no.
Stole your
Since
thunder.
we're twins and everything, but it
Uh,
more be along the lines of like that he was more confident earlier on, and I'm still like introverted, or maybe that's because of like school or whatnot. But I was a lot more sort of shy or
Embraler
as
says,
such
where is the
for
bathroom
that age.
stall?
When I was a toddler age or something, I was like a wild child from what I was described. So I went for a boisterous bit to a quiet phase, and then now I'm like a bit of a mix, I could say, because sometimes I'm a bit more exuberant than other times. But yeah, no, it just in secondary school, he would basically either make shit up or be basically a bully or encourage other bullies to bully me and use that
Oh, wow.
to progress himself socially in
So he really
school.
did. It's like stepping on your head almost. Yeah.
Yes,
Heck.
exactly. So that's if I didn't have him going to the same school, then I would have done much better. He basically made it toxic for me,
Mm.
and to the point that people were they were reluctant to say they were friends with me in school because of him, even after the fact that he left or was he would have been almost kicked out in year 8, which is
Yep.
the second year in secondary school or high school. So he didn't even stay there for too long before he would have been taken out or kicked out. I think we took him out, or my parents took him out before he was kicked out. But that's the situation. So he just then made it
Nice.
like so much toxic for the rest of the years,
Jeez.
and I
Yeah.
had to then put up with that, and it was not a good environment. So I have, suffice to say, hated his guts, especially during my sort of like growing up years,
Your
and
formative
everything, or
years.
formative
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've always been a great guy, Miles. I mean, since we've known each other, I've really appreciated just how open you've been, very friendly, and when it comes to like tough stuff, like things that are like fringe characteristics about a person, or like you're not at all judgmental, or I see you as very open-minded, very open-minded. I like that you're open-minded about comedy and humor, but also just other stuff, whatever it is. And it's God, we are.
Yeah, I always do my best to be like that.
I just have Buck echoing in my ears here. Yeah, is that good? Kesha, does that taste nice? Keeping the little puppy well sorted. Oh no, little puppy's doing some motions that might get me banned from Twitch.
I suppose
Hi.
for me, it's just been because we've grown up. I had enough of an emotional turmoil and like lows and everything else that as an adult, I see things slightly differently, to the extent of there's no real reason for people to be quite so hated towards others or aggressive towards others unless there's some kind of actual thing which has happened. And then on most of the time, even in those situations, a lot of people will use like historic or family things which have gone on and use that as an excuse, as like, this is what happened in our previous generation or something else like that.
That one's tough. The blood for blood thing is just such a bad loop. Like and this is where I think Dave from our friend circle, he really, in a very simple sweep. There's a couple of places in my life where the fork in the road happened, and something really simple just changed things like inexorably for the better, in my opinion.
Now it gets you. So you were saying when someone mentioned and then it cut.
Yeah.
The things
So
at the start of your response.
Oh, so the first one was a religious thing about agnosticism and me learning that word and that becoming kind of my bucket for my beliefs. And it was like, okay, now I fit in a place, and I felt good about that. The second thing was when Dave, as leading mod on the stream at the time, had suggested that, well, let's just time people out. Let's not ban them, you know? And it was a really simple idea, but I latched onto it very quickly. And the way I think about it today is, like, you can come to the stream and go be a complete jerk. Maybe you saw something about me somewhere, or maybe you don't even know who I am, but you just want to feckin' troll the shit out of this stream that you stumbled across, which is pretty normal in the internet, right? And that person can today be a complete jackass, sleep on it, be like, all right. Or they could even be a complete jackass like 4, 5, 6 streams, maybe 6 weeks in a row. And at some point, they can recognize, hang on a second, the people I'm trolling or the people that I'm fecking with, like, they're all right with me. They're not telling me off. They're not, you know, like, they're comfortable with me just being this way. And they tend to then loosen up, and they're like, I prefer to call this a home here, and I don't want this to go away now. It's become normal. And I've seen that several times where we've had people come in and they came in quite opinionated or pointed. I'm trying to remember what Hi was like at the very beginning. He was there was a sorry, Hi. There was another squeaker that came in who was like 11, 12, 13, came in the stream and was like that. I remember Adam was it that he was like super talkative, or there was some characteristic about Adam that I kind of had to coach him on. I remember early on, but then he just changed, and he's been one of the most reliable friendships that I've ever had. He played Minecraft with my kids. He's been an outstanding mod. He's met me in person several times. We hang out on Discord now and play games at night. Like, it's just been constant gratuity and a great buddy to talk to. And if it wasn't for streaming and online and all of that stuff, there's no way I would have, made friends with a 12-year-old when I was, with my first kid or whatever. Like, and it just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't have happened. And that's what the internet has always brought me, is like being able to make friendships with people who, because like if you're a streamer or something, you put yourself out there, and they can tell that, like, for in their eyes, you're compatible with them. And it's not always bi-directional. You don't always get on with the people who might appreciate you or your content or whatever. But I've found a lot of times, particularly if you game with them and you get on and you can deal with a survival situation, or you're playing a shooter game or whatever, you get on with those people, then it's kind of like being war buddies. Like, you, for the long term, you'll always be friends. And I love that. And that's why I don't gate myself. I don't ban anybody. I don't, what do you call it? Not mute. When you hide someone from social media for yourself, what do you call that?
Block.
I don't block. I haven't got anybody blocked. There was even one guy who was like going for my jugular for like 6 months. And I was like, fucking hell, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? Like, I bitch and moan about him to other people, but I wasn't stopping him. And he was besmirching me, all kinds of nasty things. He was making claims, none of which were true. He was just fabricating stuff. And the guy clearly had problems. But I was hoping that he would be able to turn a leaf. Even on the last stream that I did. The last stream I did was for Outer Wilds, which is this awesome game. I won't spoil it for anyone who's listening. And there was this guy who kept asking me to play. He's like, play this, play this, play this, play this. On the day, and because of the 4-hour bike ride I'd done with Jade, my neck was not feeling good. I don't think I said that on stream because I don't feel like I have a need to say why I'd be ending a stream after 4 hours. But initially I was like, I'll be doing 6 hours or 8 hours because I want to do a full day one. And normally I do. And I normally go long, and I go 10 hours if I say I'm doing 8. But after 4 hours of the game, I definitely it was obvious that I was enjoying myself. That guy or gal, seemed to be enjoying themselves in chat. And towards the end, like, it was like, okay, there's no more energy in me. I can't do it. I've got work tomorrow or whatever. Let's end the show. And so I end the show. And the stream didn't complete. That happens sometimes with restream. It just doesn't stop. So it just sits there as like a dead stream. And this guy
Yeah.
posts a fucking ream of stuff of how he's done with me and fuck you, you didn't even play most of the game or whatever, you know? And I'm like, dude, why are you such a turncoat? Like, why do people do that? I was like, I'm clearly going to play it again. I'm going to play more of it another time. I just don't understand. Like, we have a passion for the same thing. I don't get people like that. But I'm not going to lock them out. I'm not going to block them or anything. I just find that behavior to be so antisocial and distancing, and it's like why be that?
Be negative.
Where does that reaction come from? Maybe, I don't know, as an outsider, do you understand that at all? Does that make sense to you?
I mean, the closest comparison I could possibly think of is just when, like some years back, I used to troll people more, but that doesn't even sound like that.
It was not trolling. No, this guy
I know.
all of a sudden hated me, and I don't know why. It's like,
Yeah, I've met the odd occasional person who just, for whatever reason or another, just switches on you as some kind of hatred.
Yeah.
And for no apparent reason. I mean, one guy was, I went to university, so he hated me, or he called me like a uni boy or something. I'm not sure if that was
wow.
the main reason.
Uni boy?
Or that was the just the last quoted reason he had.
Yeah.
But he really didn't like me, and that was from WoW days. And he was a mage and druid in our guild, and he tried to have an argument with me about the right spec for playing a druid. Bear in mind, I only played druid at that point. That was it.
I'm just
I knew
glad
it inside and out.
I am glad that kind of thing hasn't happened to me more. It's happened to you quite a bit. It's happened to Karen loads, where people like turn face and like all of a sudden they're just a completely different person. She had a really close girlfriend. They were like inseparable. And all of a sudden, without saying anything or giving any reason, blocked, no response, shut down, defriended, across everything, you know?
I'd hate that.
And
Just
it's
like, why? What the mystery?
It's like, if, fine, you hate me, but tell me why. Like,
Yeah.
why would you leave that sword in the heart of a person you loved and were close with for years? Even if all of a sudden you're like, you are clearly a psychopath and you want to murder kids or whatever the case is, right? Like, you're a really bad person. This person thinks that about you or whatever. I don't know. The lack of communication for me is the number one thing that's a red flag for any relationship. Like right now, I have a consultant contractor type person who I'm working with, and like we had a deadline to meet. It was like 2 days ago. It's like I sent them the stuff that they needed from me, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and then a reminder 2 weeks ago, and then I phoned the office like 5 times, 5 days in succession a week ago, and they're just like cold shouldering me, and I'm like, what the hell is up with you guys? It's like, do you not? It's like, and this is work that we will be doing together potentially every year. And it's like, yeah, it's like I'm gonna show up at your office if you don't respond, and you're gonna have to put up with me in person because I'm not the kind of guy who just goes away, you know. And it's like I wasn't being annoying or anything. There wasn't anything that I can see that might have caused that behavior, unless this person has just gone on a 3-week holiday or something. I don't get it. I don't get it, you know. I leave messages at the office with the other people who are in charge, and this person's supposed to be in the next day, then they're not in, then they're supposed to be in the next day again, then they're not in, and it's like, I'm getting a message here, and you have to start taking some action. But anyway, I know we've gotten far away from the topic of puppies, but I just want to put a message out there for anyone who's watching this back a bit later. I want to thank everyone for the messages of support we've had after our dogs have gone through such traumatic time. And I am right now, having spent, you know, the last 3 hours ogling over this little pup and her mom. I am only optimistic that they will both make it and be strong dogs, and that I will at some point be lying in a field with both dogs licking my face, and I look forward to that day. So that is that.
Right thing to aim for.
What's that?
I was saying it's the right thing to aim for.
Yeah, I'm
Hope for the best.
Yeah, I think even when we were going through the tough parts here, I had to say to Karen, like, I mean, if you don't celebrate their existence today, and they're gone tomorrow, you're gonna wish you did, you know. And because we're supposed to be distant from the dogs right now, what better way than hanging out with friends and staring at my pretty pup, you know, over camera? Like, that's a good way to spend a Sunday. Because tomorrow, I get to go meet my boss for the first time. He's up. He lives down in Texas, and he's up in Canada, and so I get to drive across town and meet him tomorrow for the first time ever, which is gonna be nice. I hope. Oh, a little bit of a stretch there. But I'm looking forward to that. But like the end of this week has been pretty awful. And this is on top of other bad news, which I won't reiterate on this stream, but I might have shared with you, Mize, or I'll share it offline. But like, we got some pretty bad news, and then we're like, oh, it's okay, but we've got a litter of puppies coming, and this will be a nice little shining star. And then it was like someone took a bucket of sewage and poured it all over us, you know? Like, that's what it felt like. What are you gonna do? It's life. It's life. It's just nice. Like, if I can, like we shared when we had like the little kids and stuff, like there's people who don't have families, don't have kids, don't have pets, or can't have kids kind of thing, or don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
I see it as really a part of my role as someone who's as gifted and lucky and feckin' lucky to share what I have with other people, you know, and just try to be like, hey, I got a brand new puppy. I'm gonna feckin' show it off so people can see it and enjoy it, because hey, I never went through this before. I've never seen a 2-day-old puppy, and I think it's also important to not have to learn every lesson yourself. So I've tried during today's show to just give little,
especially because
bits.
sometimes it'll be that without family there too, we should already have learnt it. Then having learnt it vicariously through other people means that you can get the life experience in some other different formats. Yeah,
and maybe it'll help as well. Like, I mean, I know there's people out there who aren't, for example, designed for kids or don't want a relationship or that kind of stuff. Like, it's not their life target, but they might still have a yearning of like, what would that be like? Or, you know, trying like that unresolved thing that we were talking about where, you know, somebody hates you and doesn't tell you why. So like along those lines as well, if you can sample, particularly a person who, if over the years you've gotten close to them through their stuff, like I've done enough broadcast hours that some people will know me like as well as Karen knows me practically, you know, I know all my buttons and my positives and negatives and all that kind of stuff. And it's a great way to kind of sample. So you can, as you said, like almost by osmosis or proximity, like pick up on some of those things, and then maybe that helps settle it in your mind, and you're like, oh yeah, I never wanted kids anyway because that sounds really feckin' annoying, or you know, something like that. Or maybe it does the other thing and it drives someone to action. It's like, you know what, I'm 26 and I need to go out there and find a gal because, you know, I really want to do this thing and, you know, go be a dad or whatever. So,
and the older you get, the harder things like that become and everything else. Yeah.
But it's kind of a never say never. There are definitely, and I've recognized this at my age. I mean, I'm 38, and it's like there are things that it's like I've passed them, and you have the mind of the thought of like, oh yeah, I'm not going to be an Olympic skier. You know, my body can't do that now. You know, it's like that, and those things are going to keep happening. But you just got to be so happy for every day that you get. Like, I always worry. My biggest worry actually is that I would just at some point fall over being the only breadwinner, and like Karen and the kids would be, you know, in a tough spot before long.
Because of problem, yeah.
Because I'm supporting a lot of mouths in this place. Like 2 dogs, 2 cats, 3 kids, right? The only one really earning is me. So, yeah, and without any family nearby, then it becomes there's no safety net. But I've changed
Even if you don't have a
lot.
family nearby, you still have family connections.
Yeah,
So that's something, at least.
it
I
is.
say that in comparison to myself, who doesn't.
Yeah, I know. You've told me about that, and that's. I mean, I hear it a lot from comedians, given I watch so many comedians, where they're talking about literally like, you know, the mom-dad relationship, not even like an aunt or anything, like they got nobody kind of thing, and it's, yeah. But that said, it comes in, it kind of dovetails into the point I was going to make, which is I've changed how I think about this stuff dramatically. I used to be, I always want backups for everything. I want prep plans in advance. I don't want to fly this by the seat of my pants. But I think that humans are happiest when they're surviving and thriving, but not in a guaranteed scenario. I don't think we're designed for like guarantees. What is going on here? I thought I saw a human hand in there. What the heck is going on? Uh-oh, I see a mouth. I see teeth. Not sure what's happening here. I've zoomed in too much. Yeah, I have no idea.
No, I
What's...
definitely agree. If you overplan things, you overcomplicate life.
Am I wrong? Didn't I see a human hand there? What the feck? What the hell? Is that screwed up? I get myself nervous because my boy Denver, he's like convinced. I'm not trying to scare you from our house, but he's convinced that he sees this like shadow being, and he's described it in grave detail, and it's a little creepy. It's like, okay then.
Don't worry, I'm not. I've got no fear of ghosts or anything. The only fear I ever had, specifically growing up, was around piranhas and xenomorphs.
Holy shit. Piranhas are feckin' terrifying. Of course, they're not. I've learned of a worse fish. Do you know the barb fish that if you're peeing into like the Amazonian River,
Oh, yeah,
it shoots up your... It gets stuck in... Oh my lord.
You say that's bad, but I grew up having watched as a kid Piranha 2.
Is that a
and
film?
They fly in that.
The piranhas fly. The thing is, I remember I did a like a research thing when I was in like 5th or 6th grade or something on piranhas, and so I learned about them, and it was like, oh, it's fine to pet the one piranha because it can only take an olive-sized bite out of you, but when there's 200 of them, they take out a cow in 5 minutes, and it's like,
Yeah.
just when you see it, the vociferous nature of these like little fish with jagged teeth that are taking olive-sized bites out of a person, like, holy cow, man. Like, can you imagine? Because there were definitely people who were like, oh, it's a jungle. Isn't that nice? And they just like, oh, there's a nice stream. I'll just go for a swim.
Well, the thing is,
what a way to die.
It's mostly if you're bleeding or if
Yeah.
if they've sampled you and detected you're a meal. Up until that point, at least from what I've seen from ones in captivity, they're kind of shy, unless it's because they have to be in sufficient enough numbers.
Right.
But then I'm sure I've seen the odd little documentary where they've shown some sort of creature who's fallen into the water, but it can take a bit. So, I suppose you'd have to be really lazy or unobservant to get killed by piranhas, unless you've fallen off in a boat,
Right.
and then it's going to take you like half an hour to get out.
Yeah. But I think it's the idea of the creature more than maybe the actual creature that sometimes is the scary part, right?
They're small, but they have enough of an impact, and yeah. Well, that's why I was like, when I grew up, I had it that I'd have my door open, it faced a lit hallway, which was kind of sizable. It would have a stairway at the end of the hallway going up and down with dark, unlit, like crevices almost, you could say, or just like dark patches. And after seeing Prawns 2, I just remember staying awake, staring at the stairs, expecting flying piranhas to come flying up
shit.
to the point and attack me.
Dude.
Or it was even as a kid that where I saw Alien or Aliens,
Yep.
that I'd have it in dark sort of bits. Even to like an adult, you just get those little senses like, oh, it could be. But it's like your logical mind says no, but your what's it called? Your paranoid or
Yeah, your
mind,
subconsciousness.
it's still like, oh shit, there could still be predators there. And it's like, no, that's completely fake. There aren't predators there. Or like when I used to take my dog out for a walk, when we lived in our last parents' house, which had a mini wood,
Yep.
and you take around there, lots of bushes, lots of rustling type stuff, and you've seen like aliens versus predators, things like that, and an alien could just come out, whatever, sort of grab you, attack you, or who knows what sort of thing.
Ah,
And it doesn't have to be an alien. It could be any particular person, or there could be a creature. It's not likely in the UK though,
Yeah.
because we've like hunted everything, especially where we live. But it'd be more likely a person. It's just you get set on edge. So I can remember at some point just like trying to quickly jog back to the house from the woods.
Yep.
Just because my sort of paranoid mind was set on edge, and yeah.
oh my. Yeah. Yeah. I remember still running when I was like 15. I used to walk in flip-flops in the Caribbean down to like a dumpster and throw the trash in and then walk back. But I remember my mind thinking like there was something there. I don't know, alien or something, or maybe a creature. But you get it in your head and it's so dark. I freaked the feck out and like ran so fast back home that my toe flicked off the asphalt and cut the front half of my toe off basically.
Ooh.
So I was leaking blood by the time I got back to the house, which wasn't that far, but yeah, it was fun. Sil just said something there. What was that? What did you say, Sil? Back after driving home from my son's birthday party, trying to get my son's new Quest 2 set up. Hey, well, excellent. What a great birthday gift. Hell yeah. Quest 2 for the birthday? Man, you got Pop 1 straight away for free. You've got Gorilla Tag. What else is on there? Reddit. Or so not Reddit. Feckin' Reddit. Yeah, 4chan. Roblox is coming. Standalone. You've got... You know Minecraft... I don't understand how we don't have Minecraft in native VR. Yeah, I know we had it on PC VR, but... That's weird. It's like totally doable. And it was like made. So, I don't know. Be funny. Yeah, don't send your boy on Reddit. Oh boy, hang on. We gotta see this. Check this out. Little pups there. In amongst... What are you doing, Kesh? She's doing her wrecked house thing again. Oh god, we've got the saggy nipple. Not safe for work. Not safe for work. She's like proper saggy because, you know, she was a balloon.
Yeah.
She was this wide body girl. Oh my god, yeah, we got triple grandma. Jeez. But look at how great a mom she is. She is so attentive for this pup. She's like, here, maybe you need a blanket. Wow.
Is she just punted also because of the heat, which is in the air for the puppies?
Yeah. You can't transfer cosmetics. What did you say, Miles?
Is she just panting because of the heat from the heat blanket needed for the puppy, or just
Yeah.
the heat in general?
No, that room is, because the door is closed, we don't want the cats going after the thing that looks like a rat.
Yeah.
I love how she looks so indignant every time Karen gets even close. She's like, don't you fucking get near my puppy. Now, she trusts us. She's not like defensive. She wouldn't bite us or something, but she does a thing that I recognize as the like paranoid nervousness, like, yeah, what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But to be fair, she's been through fucking Vietnam in the last 2 days, so, you know, I don't blame her at all. In fact, her mood is, I love that she's back. Like, she was obviously going through so much pain. It's like when someone goes to the dentist for emergency dental, and then comes out and is like, wants to kiss the dentist for having raised the pain. Like, oh my God, I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I see in her face. Like, she's such a good dog. She's such a good dog. And that's why we wanted to, have more. And it's kind of, it's again, like this whole concept of survival. There's a sick side of me that really likes the fact that we have one dog, one offspring. Her womb's been removed. No more puppy facility making, right? There's no more puppies chance in Kesha. Oh, man. I know what's happening here now. Oh, you just flipped the puppy. Kesha. You flipped her upside down. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's nip time. Here we go. The saggies. Oh, that's some body. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Sylphfire32
I love you, girl, but
says, you can't turn her into a puppy factory anymore. For shame.
what the heck are you doing, dog? Don't rip all that up. No. You're going to rip all... She really wants to dig. She's like, this is nesting time. This will... Oh, God, here goes the camera.
Jesus.
This is going to fucking rip and tear. This is doom right here. Look at this. She's going to upset everything. Where's the puppy?
Like it now.
Who the fuck? I hope Karen's watching.
He's behind the blankets, as I saw.
She's like, she's like, I want to make this. This is it. It's her instinct that says, I need to make a pile of stuff in order to keep my puppy warm. That's what she's doing. So I can sit on the pile and the puppy can get in underneath of it. But she's like, again, girl, you just had major surgery. Jesus, oh my Lord, that's like a horror show. Oh my Lord.
It was buffering.
Oh my God.
You mentioned that, so I didn't have to see anything. It was just like a tail.
Oh, Jesus. We're getting the full show here. Getting the full show here. No, don't crush her. Careful. She's like, hey. Oh, we're going back to licking time. But yeah, this has been this is the thing. If I wasn't watching this with you guys, I would be just doing something else. And maybe having this on my phone and not paying full attention. And
Yeah.
it's really, really nice. Like, Kesha, you did nothing. That's as effective as when you try to, cover your number twos. Like, she just dogs have they do a terrible job of covering their tracks, so to speak, in that respect. They're like, I'm going to flick some sand in this direction. And yeah, I'm done. They're like council workers or something. But yeah.
Or when they do it, especially in like city escapes, where there's nothing for them to flick and they still keep flicking for a bit.
Just scratching the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I didn't like about Ireland. There was dog poo everywhere. Like on the streets. It's just not a clean... I don't know if it's the culture or what, but oh, here comes to the rescue. Mom is trying. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a moment. Hey kiddos. You wanna come say hi? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What's that, kids? Did you enjoy? Oh. You can say hi, Denver. Just wait. That's my boy Denver. In a red shirt. Red shirt? Red shirt. And Jade is barely in there. She's shy.
He's waiting back digitally.
Unlike Eska. Eska is not shy. Eska wants to be on the camera whenever there's a camera in the room. I'm worried. She's going to want to be like a model or... What is going... Like, who's joining this stream? And like, they're like, what the feck's going on? You pay your kids to do this? It's a cool effect, actually. Pretty neat.
We did this a few
It might be
days
some like
ago.
the Indian dancers who lined up next to each other and have all the arms waving
Yep.
in different directions.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an Indian dance move kind of thing. Like the multiple arms of Krishna or Vishnu or whoever it is. Who's the one with the multiple arms? The elephant god.
I'm not sure. I'd possibly say Vishnu,
When
but
you're there,
Vishnu. Might be Vishnu. Yeah, the one with the.
The daddy.
Hmm.
Remember when you were there?
Remember when I was where?
Chair.
Oh, I used to do that. Denver's doing the thing where you loosen your arm socket and you fling your arm around. I used to do that as a kid,
Yeah, I did that.
and my left socket is fecked now. I think I screwed it up. And my neck isn't good either.
So I do not tell Denver, it's like, that'll come back to bite you and take 30 years.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You're not meant to do that. You can have your shoulder pop out and a nerve trapped underneath of it, and it is incredibly painful. Like it's painful as birth, some people say.
What?
Yeah, because it's just a ball and socket, and if it pops out and the little cord, the nerve goes inside the joint, and it traps it, you lose all the motion in your arm, and then it feels intensely painful. So I would recommend treat your bodies gently.
I got pins and needles in my
We'll
hand.
pick and choose when to be wild with them.
I don't
I
know.
want to be here more.
Okay. See, my connection tonight has not been great, and I don't know why, but
What is
I'm going to try to reduce the
connection?
stream connection to see if it maybe helps.
What is
I'll try
Your-
8,000.
Maybe I could share some extra upload bandwidth I have with you.
It's not the bandwidth though. It's some kind of contention thing or something at this time of night. I've got fucking crazy kids, man.
Well, I think I have a dedicated line, so I'm lucky in that regard. Den was definitely having fun.
Oh, he's great. He's great. Denver's fantastic. Denver just got thrown on my dinner plate and the fork flying across the room. All right, Denver, take my fork and my plate up to the kitchen. And Jade, it's right there. And Jade, would you please feed the cats? Mom will get upset if you haven't done it. I can see she's going to come downstairs in just a couple minutes here now. I think it'd be in trouble. So skedaddle. Get that done. You can come back after if you're done. Anyway, switching to YouTube to see blah, 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 blah. What was that? To see if it's better. Yeah, I just changed the bitrate, so hopefully it'll be better. Sylv said, I always have to tense my upper arm muscles when lifting heavy items because my shoulder tends to pop out just a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The more it happens, the more, it exacerbates. It gets worse and worse. And then Sylv said, switching to YouTube to see if it's more stable. In addition to needing to tense my muscles, I can also deliberately pop my arms out with pressure. Fun! Ugh. Yeah, that's something I wouldn't like.
Well, I was gonna say
Bedtime?
I'm gonna have to,
It's nearly 2 a.m., right? So
and I'm gonna need to get up in.
You're a trooper.
Let's have a look. 4.5 hours.
yeah, I used to run 4.5 hour runs, but it was okay. It was serviceable. It's the afternoon that would get me, like lunchtime. So
yeah.
that's when you're like, oh god,
Any strings.
I gotta keep myself up. Well, good. Thanks very much for staying this long. I appreciate it a lot, man. It was good catching up pre-trip as well, and I'm sure we'll do.
No.
All right, see you in a bit.
See ya.
Kids are nuts, man. They go this way. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna surprise them. Are you ready? In 3. Guys, don't touch my stuff, please. Thank you.
Wait.
Wow.
Where did it come from? Where's it coming from? That camera.
This is so whack. Yeah, if you stand on that pad. And face the direction of those dots.
No.
That's what does it.
No. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you?
That's
put that?
funny.
Where
Well,
are
that was good. Now that I've got my crazy kids trampsing all over.
Stop it.
They have a lot of fun with that.
Stop.
What do you mean stop what? What are you talking about?
Go back.
We're all good. Well, that was my kids, and this is our little pup. How many hours is that now? 3 hours and 45 minutes. Job
Can
done.
you go back?
Oh, look at that. Look at how cute she is. That's my little pup.
I'm not a puppy. I'm 9 years old, not a puppy.
She's 9. He's 7. With all the energy a 7-year-old normally has. That's great, Denver. All right. You guys are funny. I wouldn't normally let them feck about on my stream, but they're cute kids. You've been liking that new game?
That's
Gooblets? What's it called?
Goobly.
Those kids are supposed to be getting ready for bed.
No.
Shit, Mom's got you. Run, guys, run! That's kind of fun. It's been a fun show. All right, well, that's your usual reminder. If you haven't checked this out yet, F Reality for the podcast to do. And that's my pesky children turning the lights off on me. Saying it's time to go. Better go watch that film that Buck suggested. I think he said it was going to be Infinity Pool is one that I should watch, and then D&D as well, the D&D movie. So I'll track those down and give them a watch. Thank you for tuning in and watching Kesha and the Unnamed Puppy. It's been a fun show. Better let them get some rest. We have to keep our eye on them. I'll keep you updated on Twitter. That's ZimTalk5 on Twitter, of course. And it's late enough now, so let's say goodnight, people. It's time to get out of here. Thanks for hanging with me. And it was supposed to be a Synapse Day. I was going to play that on PSVR 2. We'll do that another day. That'll probably be my next stream. So I know Buck was already talking me up about it. And as I said, the team loaded me with various bits and pieces. It was very kind of them. So I will go check it out. Looks cool. Superpowers. Give it a shot. See you on the next one of these. Nope. Not that one. Not even that one. All right. Good night, Kesha. Good night, chat. Peace out.